Good morning, friends. I hope you're all doing well. I sound like what I've been through, y'all. It's been a week, but I'm here. We're doing this together. Good morning, everybody. Congratulations, Cornelius. Very excited for you and your hubby. Please subscribe because Rashida really does know what she's talking about. Y'all see that? I did not pay Cornelius to say that, but it's true. So, hey, thanks everybody for being here. Um, we're gonna get started. Good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone in the comments. I'm not sure how long I have in me today, but we're gonna try. I was sick this week. Good morning to all the members who are here. Let's get right to it. We're talking about move abroad myths that I can help you debunk today. We're doing that. Good morning. We are back. We're at it. First, I'm going to start with some negative myths and then move on to some positive myths. How's the sound? Do I need a microphone? I hope I don't, because my microphone's downstairs. You can hear me. It's fine. All right, let's go straight into it. I think I'm a little delirious, but we move. All right, let me tell you where this came from. There's always a story. Yesterday, I was reading YouTube comments, and someone wrote a paragraph. Y'all, don't be writing paragraphs. Nothing's that important. I love y'all. I mean it. Nothing is that important. Someone wrote a paragraph, and they were like, I listened to you and Stephanie say that you're safe in Colombia and Mexico, but I just can't believe it. Let me read this to you. And this is not about the person who wrote this, right? You have to go look for the comment. It's nothing like that. It's really about what we've been trained to believe and why we believe it. Okay. This is the comment. I've lived in Mexico since 2019. I've been online talking about living abroad since 2018. So I'm 7 to 8 years in, depending on where you start counting. Let me read this comment. I'm baffled, y'all. Are you guys saying we've just been flat out lied to about some of these countries like Colombia and Mexico? I mean, we've been given the impression that Mexican people immigrate here on the run. Some people go and live there like you, Rashida. I've listened to a lot of other channels as well, but I'm still a little shocked. You're given the impression that Mexico is not a scary place run by gangsters. Well, that's pretty much what we've been told. You don't have to be extra vigilant there. And Steph, the same goes for Colombia. These places are viewed as extremely dangerous, like so many other places, but y'all are saying it's not really that way, but that it's peaceful and friendly, and that's hard for me to wrap my head around. At first, when I read this, I was like, she's being sarcastic. And then when I got to the last sentence, I was like, I don't think she's being sarcastic. The point is, the American government lies to you every day. Just like the police show up in the Black side of your town to harass people, to convince you that it's unsafe, right? To make unfounded and unwarranted arrests, to convince you that part of town is unsafe, that Detroit's unsafe, that Atlanta's unsafe, that anywhere, DC, anywhere there are large populations of Black people, you have to bring in the National Guard because it's unsafe for white people. Just like that is what the government has been doing to you and telling you about other countries, right? The news is always telling you about the crime. They start making up phrases like Black on Black crime, like we don't see these white men killing their wives every day. There's no white manicide. They don't talk about white on white crime. They don't talk about statistically you're more likely to be harmed by someone that you're in proximity to. And in America, because it is still so segregated, you're most likely to be in proximity to people of your own race. So yes, the government and the news and Hollywood has been telling you for years that these places are unsafe. It's 2026. We got to stop believing the government. We got to stop believing the news. I hate to be the one to say this, But the circle has looped around so far, we're back to a point where I would say fake news, right? We are no longer covering news. We are, what do they say? Democracy dies in darkness? Well, the press has shut off the lights. All those oligarch newspaper owners and television station owners have pulled the plug and said, baby, we all gonna be in this dark together. And by together, they mean they're gonna be in some bunker somewhere and you're gonna be on the streets fighting like you're in the purge. When you think about what you've heard about certain parts, certain places around the world, I really want you to think about what you've heard about the neighborhood you grew up in or the neighborhood your grandmother grew up in, right? And what are the similarities between those things? Because baby, she was so close in the comment. She was like, we've been told. Yes, you've been told. By who and why? Who does it serve? Who does it serve to tell you that all those places out there, all those brown people are just clamoring to get into America? All those brown people are here illegally when there's more illegal Canadians, white Canadians in there has historically been more white illegal Canadians in the US than from any other country. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about how our northern border is being just overrun because nobody cares about that. Because it's not about immigration. And it's not about being in the country legally. It's about being brown. It's about being black. And we can't fall for the okie doke. It's 2026. Your government is lying to you. Your government has been lying to you lying to you about a lot of things for a long time. But this government today, if you told me it was like 1984 and you were believing the government, I'd be like, I get it, right? We don't know no better. 2026, don't believe nothing they say. Hollywood is owned by people who are in cahoots. In cahoots with the most destructive forces this country's ever seen. Every once in a while, I'll post a photo of some part of Mexico City, and someone will say, wow, that's really Mexico? I can't believe it. Because Hollywood shows you dust and tumbleweeds and snakes and desperados in big mariachi hats. I'm tired, y'all. I love y'all. I mean it. We have to consider the source because the government loves to lie to you. Like, we got a man who put a dead bear in his truck and then tried to eat the bear, in charge of health and human safety, and now you can't eat vegetables without pooping up your back. Like, this can't be the government that you trust. All right, so that's the first one. It's unsafe everywhere except America. That serves no one but Americans. And most people who live abroad, who spend a lot of time abroad, will tell you they feel safer in the places they visit than they do in America. I can walk home from being out at a bar. It's happened, y'all. I do go out every once in a while at night, occasionally. And if I do, I can walk home after dark and never feel unsafe. I never feel unsafe. No one's worried about me. I'm not worried about nobody. That's not to say there's not crime in other countries. I grew up in a part of town where they loved a little drive-by, just a little, boop, 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 boop. Someone I went to school with got shot in a drive-by in a Denny's parking lot. What other country does drive-bys? What other country does school shootings? This is us. That's us. The indiscriminate violence targeted at everybody who's not me is an American product. It's spreading, not quickly. It's spreading, but that's an American product. We are exporting. Yes, you've been told, give me a second. You've been told it's unsafe in these other countries. And so it's hard to believe when I tell you I'm safe. I don't get money from Mexico by telling you to move to Mexico. This is not sponsored content. I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter to me because I want you to be safe. I want you to be happy. I want you to feel free. And I know because of my experiences and the experiences of those around me that there's a much higher chance of you feeling that way outside of America. But I don't get a dime. I'm not telling you that I love my life in Mexico because Claudia was like, I'll give you 100 pesos for every Black woman who moves down. That's not a thing, right? I truly love this life and I truly feel safe and I'm truly ashy. So we're gonna do something about that. I mentioned the southern border. This is another one where we have to think. We have to think the northern border, them Canadians crossing the border and staying and never being checked. I'm gonna forget what I was saying. Remind me to talk about the southern border if I forget. I saw a post the other day from a woman and she was like, I grew up my entire life as someone who was an undocumented immigrant, but I was white, so I knew I was safe. I knew I had these privileges. When the police pulled my mom over, they didn't give her a ticket, so they never asked for her ID. My mom was able to get jobs working in offices while my friends from other countries, the browner people, were working in like cleaning jobs. Like she really laid it out about how being a white undocumented immigrant even as an undocumented immigrant, being white in that space came with significant privileges that made her life better and let them get more money, live safer, and never get checked, never have that fear of being checked. You don't have to be like that. All right, southern border. The U.S. has 2 land borders. A northern one, you really got to be coming from Canada to cross that border. And a southern one. And on the southern border, you can come from a lot of different countries because there's a lot of land down there. It's a lot of land. You saw that guy driving from Chicago to Belize? That's a lot of countries. You can get, right? People are coming from all over to go up, coming through Mexico, because there's more than one. I mean, I guess you could come from Russia into Canada, but nobody really does that. That sounds cold, right? So when you see the number of people at the southern border, the particular brand of racism that America loves will tell you that those are all Mexicans. They show photos, it's all Mexicans. You saw them Black people down there getting whipped by the men on horses. Those aren't Mexicans. Not that there aren't Black Mexicans, but a lot of people are crossing from that border. So the idea that people are running into the US to get away from Mexico is It's a lie. It's a scheme set up by Don and the people on his team who are smarter than him. Okay, all right. Let's go. I'm questionably alert, but we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. West Africans, Asians, all kinds of people will come through Mexico to get into the US. All right. The second point, I have a list today. I have to have a list. Otherwise, I'm not going to make it go. Second point is it's too expensive to move abroad. I don't want to dismiss the expense of it all, right? I don't want to dismiss that it is a thing that comes with a cost. But if we do the math, the cost of staying in America is probably much higher. And not just the actual financial expenses, which are getting higher. How much is rent? How much is rent? Not just the expense, but the physical toll it takes on you, the emotional toll it takes on you. All of that. I didn't see anything about a mass shooting, but thanks for letting me know. Love, High and Chill. I'm so sorry to hear about it. The rent is too damn high, and it's not just the money. It's not just the money. A lot of people are working 2+ jobs to survive and maintain, barely making it. Let's talk about those 2+ jobs. I think this might just be a ranty day. I have some positive myths that we're going to dispel as well, but this might just be a ranty day a little bit. They've now set you up so it's easy to access gig economy jobs, but the way they are inching those jobs closer to slavery, like it's still voluntary, but everyone's getting taken advantage of. The only people who are really getting true value from the system are the owners. You paying way too much for the service, and the person doing the work is getting so little from it. So you're working 2 jobs to make ends meet. The first one, hi friends. The first one isn't paying you enough because if you're watching this channel, you're probably a Black woman. The first one ain't paying you what you're worth. They're not paying you what they're paying that white man who has less skills, less talent, and comes to you for help every day. They're paying you less than him. And the second one, there's a lot of money being transferred, and you're doing all the work, and you're getting so little of the money. So little. Because apparently we are committed to a trickle-up economy. Completely committed to, as long as the billionaires get more billionaire, as long as the billionaires can become trillionaires, it's all good. It's all good. What are we talking about? If you think it's too expensive to move, I would love it if you looked at the actual cost of living in the places you're going to, right? There are cost of living calculators like the Earth Awaits and Nomad List and Numbeo, and I'm actually going to drop a link to a video I did a month ago, 2 months, what is time? I don't know. About figuring out your move abroad budget. Because I think it's a really helpful one to help you figure out how much it might not cost in the places you go. So figuring out your move abroad budget. Okay. Why are trillionaires a thing? When are we gonna start eating some of that good quality billionaire meat? Like, some of them have turned hunting and abusing people into sport. But based on the numbers, we could flip that and reverse it real quick. Like, I need more of them to go explore the ruins in the bottom of the ocean in a tin can or fly to Mars. And then hopefully some of that money will go to someone with some values eventually along the way, right? We need some more Mackenzie Scotts. It's hard for me to say that because, white women. But probably a lot of evil over there. But she's paying her way, right? If you're going to be evil or associated with evil, pay your way. It's probably not too expensive. You probably just never looked into how much it costs, right? The actual living. Gail. Gail said, get to the point. Gail said, where that? Maybe that link is the same every year. It is exodussummit.com. Tickets are on sale if you want to know how to move abroad. If you're like Gail and you're like, let's get to the business, that's the business. But anyhow, I wasn't even gonna say nothing. I'm just ranty right now. All right. You talk about, is it too expensive? Most people will tell you. I mean, Jalen talked to us the other day about going to Ghana and paying $70 quadrillion to live in she said a concise studio. And I was like, I have never heard those two words together. Do y'all see Jalen's video? Oh, fourth, we're laughing with you, baby girl. We're laughing with you. But $4,000 for she said a concise, I think that was the word she said. It could have been a different C word. A condensed, I don't know. Whatever two words she said, I've never heard paired with a studio. Never in my life. So, don't go to a place that's super expensive, but there are a lot of places where you can live really well for a lot less money than you're paying right now. Right? Okay, so I'm going, oh yes, just signed up. Concise. Y'all, what's a concise studio? Besides Ghanaian for I'm about to rip you off. It was a great time talking to you though, Jalen. The people, they loved the video. Someone said last week, someone in the comments was like, I want to watch this, but y'all are laughing too much. You hate joy and foolishness? Why are you here? A minute ago, someone was like, you're not answering questions. I'm ranting. If you're not here for the rant, you can go. Mama don't care. If Jalen and I can't laugh about how foolish it is, and you can't sit through when you say it's too much laughing, I know what you are. And I know what you're not. You're not a black woman. You're not a black woman because seeing black women being happy makes you upset. Go to hell. First thing smoking. All right. Related to it's too expensive, I also hear that moving is only for certain classes of people. And there's been a lot of talk this week, stemming a lot of Martha's Vineyard discourse about different classes of Black wealth and mobility. Now, I'm going to say we do this. Other people might do it too. I don't pay attention to them. I don't know what they're doing over on that side. But we love, love, love to play the who's bougier than who game. Who got more than who? Who really counts in this situation and who does not? Who's really meant to be in this place and who's not? And sometimes, if you've allowed yourself to feel like a not, you could put that on yourself in situations where it's not called for. It's completely uncalled for, right? To think that I'm not, from a black family. I'm not from a black old money family, so I can't move abroad. I can't go to the vineyard. I can't move to put that on yourself in situations where it's uncalled for is, I want to say unhealthy, because if it's something you want, you're just getting in your own way. All the time I hear, I didn't have that kind of job. So like the class is now, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm dying inside. It is not just economic, but it is career based, right? I didn't have the type of job working abroad, or I didn't grow up with anything, so I can't move abroad. There's no admissions test. Now, truly, there may be some visa requirements in some places, but you don't have to go to a place with a high visa requirement, right? A high money in the bank visa requirement. So when we tell ourselves that you're not the kind of person who can't do that, you're limiting yourself. I read in some book, I don't know which book, a long time ago. If you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. Right? If you tell yourself you can never move, what I hear all the time and I hate is, yes, you moved, but here's why you're different from me. And that difference means I'll never move. You're arguing for your own limitations instead of looking for where that box opens and you can get out. All the time. Almost every time we do a video on my channel or the Exodus Summit channel where we talk to someone who's moved abroad, Stephanie's channel, Adelia's channel, if we interview someone will say, well, here's how they're different from me. Baby, why are you looking for the ways you're the same? If you really want to get out, right? If you really want to get out, look for the ways you're the same, not the ways you're different. Tear the roof off that box. Pop through. One of them puppets. Jack in the Box. Get out that box. Don't tell yourself you can't do it because you're not like this person. Oh, well, you didn't have kids. No, I don't. But a lot of moms live abroad. A lot of single moms live abroad. A lot of dads live abroad. A lot of single dads live abroad. So I'm not the example you want to use for yourself. Okay. You can find another example, or you can find the ways that we're the same. Instead of creating this like distinguishing characteristic that means that I can do it and you can't. You can do it. Listen, I wish I could say I don't have self-limiting beliefs. I know I do. But that's for me and my non-existent therapist. Speaking of which, are y'all in Exodus ASAP? Because this month we brought in some therapists to help you with mindset. And I told Stephanie, can you drop the link? I'm incapable. No, I'm not incapable. I can do this. I'm on the good computer. Weeks ago, Stephanie said, we're going to bring them in to therapize you. And the lawyer in me was like, we can't really say it's therapy. They've been outside therapizing. I don't think they want me to say that because they can't do therapy in group online, right? It's not therapy, but they've been using their therapy skills in Exodus ASAP. If mindset is what you're struggling with, if you have some self-limiting beliefs about what you can and cannot do, I'm supposed to be telling you about Exodus Summit, but I'm going to tell you about Exodus ASAP right now. Thank you, Stephanie, because I was still typing. It takes a village. It's Mindset Reset Month. Tori was in here. Francis. I can picture her face. She's in Playa. She's from England. She's been Zolani. We're getting that mindset right. Stop fighting for your limitations. Because who's going to fight to open the roof? If you're fighting to keep the box closed, right? Who's going to fight to open it? To show you more opportunities than you're showing yourself? Nobody, baby. I would sing that like Keith Sweat. My voice is kind of low today and raspy. I can't do that. But nobody, baby. Nobody. Similarities. We're cute. You can make it happen. I was about to go on a segue. That would be really not. We had a little trauma thing real quick. Anyway, moving on. I don't want to move abroad because I don't want to be by myself. I could spend every night of the week outside with Black people in Mexico City. I could spend every day of the week doing an activity with Black people in Mexico City. I don't like people like that. I need to be inside. I'm a house cat. I'm a house cat, but occasionally becomes like a jaguar. I'm gonna be in the house chilling, and then every once in a while outside, swatting some prey, eating some food, laying in a tree. But I will not be lonely unless I want to be. Kyoko was in Albania. Albania. Kyoko said never lonely. And when I said lonely, I was thinking of friends. We gonna get to dating too. I'm all right. I'm adding another one. Okay. Kyoko was in Albania. and never had a problem finding a date. You can find your people. Now, if you're queer, don't go somewhere where they'll kill you for that, right? It'll be a little harder to find your people. They might be now. There might be a tighter coalition of your people, because right, that safety in numbers kind of thing. But go somewhere where you can be out and love out loud. If we're talking about dating, but I was talking about friends. You'll have friends everywhere you go if you want friends, right? We say in the U.S., well, no new friends was a thing for a while, but I don't believe that, because why would I let a man tell me about relationships? Why would I let a man tell me about relationships? They don't even like their friends. They don't even know their friends. When you're abroad, it's much easier to make new friends because everyone there wants to make new friends, right? Erica Totten, who spoke at Exodus Summit 2024, and is moved to Merida shortly after and gives us all the credit, posts about the Black Merida experience, the group over there. They're always outside doing something. They're playing games, they're eating food, they're doing whatever. Move to a town where there are people doing things and you will have people to do things with. And that's almost every town. The people who have left the country are not inside their homes, except for me and a few other big time introverts. They're outside living, doing things, right? When we were in Medellin, there was a Jamaican restaurant that was having a reggae night. And I don't know if it was the same place or a different place. It was a different place where the Black people were getting together to play dominoes. Are you in playing dominoes with your people and probably some other games with random new people where you can just make new friends? That's probably not a thing you would do in your existing town, but in a new town is perfect. Also, get in community. If you're worried you'll be lonely, make friends before you go. Join the Exodus Summit community. It's an online community for Black women who want to move abroad. And in there, we're doing our International Meetup Day on September 5th. I'm going to be in Guadalajara. Stephanie is going to be in Panama City. You don't have to go to either one of those places. If you're in Abilene, Texas, you could just do a meetup right there. Just get in the group, say, I want to meet at 2 things you need, a place and a time. Tell Francis a place and a time. Make a post, tag Francis Hunt, say, I'm meeting up at this place and this place. Tell people, someone will show up. You don't have to gather the people before you give the date and the time. Give the date and the time. Well, the time and the place, not the date. We already have a date. So there it is today. Where is it going to be? What time is it going to be? Because the date is already picked. International Meetup Day is September 5th. You can meet up where you are. Exodus Summit International Meetup Day is, I'm typing and talking, September. You know what? I tried a few different times to get this right. Coco Brown, I don't know if there's a UK meetup already planned, but if you'd like a time and a place, it's all you got to pick, and then there's a meetup. Someone will join you. A time and a place. September 5th. You don't have to be lonely unless you don't want to be around people. And even then, if you don't want to be around people, you're probably not lonely. But moving on, Kyoko talked about dating. I don't know, but I don't know if this is a myth I can bust, but I want to bust you upside your head real quick. I'll never find my black king if I move abroad. Baby girl, have you found your black king in Des Moines? Have you found him in Atlanta? Have you found him in LA? Have you found him in Denver? I'll never make my black family if I move abroad. What them eggs doing right now? I love you. I mean it. We cannot waste our lives, our best years. We cannot waste our lives thinking that staying anchored in a place where we don't want to be is going to give us this giant payoff. When we have seen in our own histories that payoff ain't really paying off. I want a black husband, and I think if I move abroad, I'm not gonna get one. Maybe not, baby girl, but if you stay in America, you might not get one, and you might get, I don't know, heart disease. You can't eat the vegetables. You can't eat the fruits. There's a school shooting every day. Someone wants to shoot up a black church. Yolanda's daughter made her black family in Spain. Yes, she met a black man in Spain. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it can happen. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm saying it's not happening where you are right now. I'm saying it's not happening for you right now. Why not try somewhere new? And maybe there's something better than a black king out there for you. Don't change the channel yet. Maybe there's something better for you, a better fit for you than the black king you're waiting for. I love you and I mean it. That's not a reason to stay. It's not a realistic reason to stay. Like I said, that was not a myth I'm gonna bust. Maybe you'll find your black king outside. People do. But maybe what you need is not a black king. And you won't know till you hit them streets. All right. Next myth I'm busting. Oh, wait. That wasn't even what I was going for. This is what I was going for. I'm making you laugh in public. Yes. Yes. We can't. Married at First Sight fans. You can waste your time in America. I used to talk about proving, like being in jobs where you have to prove, you spend all this time and this energy and this thought, weight, and work proving to the people you work for and work with that you're good enough for the job. right? You're doing that, working twice, maybe three times harder than everybody else for probably half the money or less. Um, we're trying to make them believe. We're trying to prove our worthiness to people who don't want to see it. They don't want to see that you're worthy. Then they might have to pay you what they owe. But baby, the way that Black man on Married at First Sight is trying to get a Black woman to work twice as hard to prove that she's equal to a white woman that is half of her. We cannot spend our good years trying to prove our worth to people. I'm not going to try to therapize you. I don't have no licenses. We have to stop trying to prove to people that we are worthy of their love, their care, their respect. If they don't see it, remove ourselves. Remove ourselves. Oh, Raven said. I think I hit a little nerve with Raven, her own little trauma. Past wife and current wife. That's a jester. That's a jester. Married for every dating show. I do not know why Black women put themselves on reality TV anymore. Yes, one Black woman out of every 10 seasons finds love. And in those 10 seasons, like 80 Black women play themselves. Stop trying to prove to people that you're worthy. Karen said, yes, so many years proving to the job, him, the family. We're not doing that. Violence against Black women. But we're not here to talk about reality TV. We're going to do a little segue, but we don't, whatever. You're Black King. Maybe you're the Black King you've always been looking for. Anyway, another one, I've already mentioned this because I don't remember anything I've said over the last 45 minutes. One that comes up a lot is I have to wait until I'm out of debt. America is a society that does everything it can to trap you in a debt cycle and never let you out, including lowering your credit score that is oh so important when you pay off debt. You don't have to pay off your debt before you leave. Now, I'm not saying stop paying your debt completely. We don't talk about that one later. I'm saying that you don't have to wait until it feels respectable to move. You don't have to wait until it feels respectable. Today, you have debt. You're going to have debt tomorrow. If it's up to the government, if it's up to the companies that run the country, you're going to be in debt for the rest of your life. And mark my word, they are going to start debtors' prisons soon. And when you're in a debtor's prison, they are going to lease you. They are going to lease you to companies so you can do the work in the fields. Move to another country. Jalen says lower cost of living could be more money available to put it towards debt. Drop Knowledge Bomb says you could be living in a country where the cost of living is cheaper, lessening the pressure to make so much because you're saving more. If I waited until I got out of debt, I'd still be in America in debt and on my way to the grave. Yes. Denise says I was in debt when I moved to Kenya. I'm able to pay it off now because my expenses are lower. Real life examples. You don't have to do that. Kyoko wants to know if you've liked the video yet. Have you liked the video? Give it a thumbs up. I like those. You don't have to feel like you have all your ducks in a row before you leave, because there's no such thing as having all your ducks in a row. If you're like, I don't see how I can make this happen, join us at Exodus Summit this year. This year, our focus is going to be on location to make sure that you're getting the right location for you. That's going to include thinking about how much it's going to cost to get you there, how much it's going to cost to keep you there, how much money you'll have left over to service your debt. If it's cheaper to live abroad, and it is for most people, your best chance of paying off your debt is moving abroad, if you're not paying it off now. Okay, next up. Hold, please. I'm never going to find that comment. Never mind. Can't abandon the Black people in America. Can't abandon the Black people in America. Can't go. Or you could go and be a stop on the Underground Railroad for someone in your community. My nieces came and stayed with me last year. And when they're like, I really want to come back, I'm like, I know. I'm getting you down. I'm getting you. You're getting pulled in. And not because I'm like hitting them up like, when you come in, you should move down here, blah, blah, blah. Because they can see what life is like here compared to one of the twins. One of them lives in New York, and that cost of living is kicking her butt. Good job, good college degree. And still she's like, got to live with 3 roommates. It's not my fave. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't, right? Can't abandon Black people in America. Yes. It's the we have to stay and fight. We have to, we can't, our ancestors wouldn't run, so we shouldn't run either. Our ancestors were running. They were running. Our ancestors, the stories that are most successful of our ancestors are not the stay and fight stories. They're the run stories. Our ancestors ran, they hid, they absconded. There were stay and fight ancestors. They didn't fare as well as the run and hide ancestors. Our ancestors run. They did not run so you would stay and fight. That don't make sense. They were like, this is some bullshit. I'm gone. First chance I get. First time the dogs are sick. First time somebody's not paying attention. I'm out. staying to fight has historically been less successful. Not that it's never been successful. Shout out to Haiti, right? Not that it's never been successful. It's just historically less. So I'm going to do what I saw them people do. Leave. Leave. Be a stop, right? The railroad doesn't work unless there are stops. Be a place where people can land, and even if it's not on your couch, maybe it's you can help them figure out how to get set up in your neighborhood, right? Maybe it's just they come to visit you, they see what life is like here, and they're like, I'd like to be here. This is nice, right? That's how my mom moved to Merida. She was visiting me. She visited me in Mexico City. She kept coming, and then she was like, I feel so much happy. I don't want to live in Mexico City. It's not for me. But I feel so much happier in Mexico than I do in the US. I feel so much safer. I feel so much like warmer inside than I do in the US. I was a stop on her railroad. Coming here, spending time with me, let her realize that it was safe outside of the US, that she could live a good life outside of the US, that she would be comfortable and free outside of the US. That's what you can do for the Black people in your life. Staying to fight isn't the only way to support Black people. Related, and also something I very, very much hate. I'm not leaving until I get my reparations. Where are they at? Where are they? Where on the census have they asked you any questions? Where is the form going around where they're like, they know you're Black. The government knows you're Black. They got you marked in the black box. That's why you can't get a mortgage, or your mortgage rate is significantly different than the white folks, right? They know you're Black. The government knows you. Your social security number is linked to a Black person. Have you gotten your form asking you where they should send your reparations? I don't. Moni Magic says waiting for reparations sounds a lot like waiting for an apology from someone who's incapable of giving it. You will live a very long life and still die waiting. It sounds like an apology from someone who's not sorry. You wait for an apology from someone who's not sorry and doesn't care that you know they're not sorry. They'd do it again, right? You're waiting for an apology from someone who can't wait to do it again. They trying to put you back into slavery next week. What reparations? What reparations? Send mine to direct deposit. Cass said Venmo. Direct deposit. You know I'm Black. You got my contact info. You send me that social security form by email, so you know I'm Black. You know how to email me. You know how to get that tax money when you want it. You could, if they wanted to, they would. Right? You're waiting for reparations from someone. You're waiting for an apology from someone who can't wait to do it again. Right? Someone punched you in the face and you're waiting for them to say sorry. Meanwhile, they got that shoulder back. It's coming in again. You just don't see it. You looking over here, looking around for the reparations. Gonna miss, right? That right cross, straight. A jab and a hook, straight to the, and now you down, laid out on the mat. A wise cutie once said, that'd be me. That'd be me. Leaving is the generational wealth we should be talking about. Leaving the US is a path to generational wealth because it's not just about the money. It's about the money, right? And no longer being sucked dry and all your money going up to make billionaires, trillionaires, because a billy wasn't enough, right? We need a trillion now. It's not, it's the emotional health, the emotional wealth, the physical wealth, right? That we should be talking about. I'm the cutie. All right. Baby, we got them stimulus check right in our account. Right in our account. You're waiting for reparations, baby. You're going to be in chains before you get reparations. I'm so sorry. In chains before you see reparations. From this government? From the next president? The US is a shit show. And there was a time, like, I understand where the reparations thought comes from, because there was a time where it seemed like we were headed in that direction. But that was like 30, 40 years ago, wasn't it? It's not. It's not happening now. Ain't no reparations. Also, even if someone really wanted to give you reparations, we have put people in power who've sucked every single dollar out of the US government. And they're not just happy sucking all the dollars out. Our debt just remember, we're like, oh, this every year, this is more debt than we've ever been in. We can't believe it. This is more debt we've ever been in. Now, this is more, oh my God, the most debt. It's unbelievable. Trillions of dollars in debt. How does it happen? They're stealing money from the government. They're siphoning money. They're accepting bribes. They are moving furniture out of the White House. Ain't no money to reparate. Right? When they storm the castle and open the doors, the king's chest is going to be empty. He took that money and ran. And now we're doing something with crypto to take more, not just the money from the government, but the money from you, the money from your retirement funds, so that you're properly broke. You might feel a little tightness now. You might go to the gas tank and be like, oh, this is not nice. But they're not happy until every penny you have goes to one of like maybe 100 people, maybe 100. Why do you still have money? Why do you still have money? Why do you still have a pension coming to you? We got to get that. We got to find a way to steal it. Social Security, we got to drain it. Pensions, no. Your investment accounts, that's ours. Ain't no money left. Ain't no money left, dog. When they fully drive the government of all their money, they're coming after yours. Changing the rules so that Elon Musk can become a trillionaire and your retirement funds can be devalued. Changing the rules. We ain't had no guillotines. That's the problem. We will have nothing. We will own nothing. The best way to control us is to make sure we own nothing and have no resources. Trickle up economics. Every dime you have, they want. And no reparations. I hope I don't know that I busted that myth for anybody, because if you believe it, you probably don't unbelieve it now, but don't believe that shit. Another one, I can't leave my family. I think that there's some truth to that on an individual level, right? We coached a woman the other day who was like, I love my nieces and nephews. I can't imagine them growing up without me being so close to them. Leaving the country doesn't have to mean leaving your family, right? They might move too, or you can go back and visit them. The longer you're out of the country, the less you're going to want to go back. But FaceTime works. WhatsApp video works. You can see them people. You don't have to. I know being there is nice, but if you're sacrificing your mental health, what are you modeling for them? What are you modeling for them if you're in a place that's really unhealthy? Why not model something else for them? Why not show them that there's a way out so that the next generation gets a head start? Baby, the soldiers on them ships. That sounds crazy. Did I hear a knife fight and multiple people died? People jumping to their death. Imagine being a woman on that ship. Imagine. Our government doesn't even take care of the people it has coerced into conscripting their lives for the same government, right? They sent them over there on that boat to fight for oil. Maybe them oil stocks is up. They sent them over there to fight for oil. And they're losing their lives, not because of some enemy combatant, but because they ain't got no food. Imagine being a woman on that boat where men are fighting each other with knives. What are they doing to women? And this is the government I'm supposed to trust to tell me the truth, to have my best interest as a citizen at heart. They would rather jump off the boat than stay on the boat any longer. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, I am not woo-ha American military, right? But these are people's kids. These are our neighbors. Sure, being in the military in 2026 sounds crazy. It sounds crazy to me. How'd you get here? It's time to retire or not go in. but they're there, right? They're there. And they can't even restock supplies? That's crazy. It don't have to be like that. Why would it be like that? Meanwhile, he's covering everything with gold and falling asleep in every single meeting. Shoot him. So young. So young. Don't let your kids join the military, not the US military. Because, first of all, you're fighting, if you do end up fighting, for corporations and Israel. The only two things this country cares about. Corporations and Israel's interests is the only thing this military seems to care about in the last 8 years. I'm not even gonna say it started with the man who's over there right now. Crazy. It's crazy. This is the government we have? Stupid. Them boys wanted a Camaro, maybe an education. Oh, I'm so sorry, Monique. Monique, aren't you in, I'm going to say Bosnia, but I know that's not right. Babe, my brain is not fully on. Monique lives in the Balkans, Poland. I couldn't pick out either on a map, so. Tell them to come sneak over to you. They see what's going on. Luoni, why can't you leave this place for the next 3 to 5 years? Tell us. What's going on? You can join Monique in Poland. Join me in Mexico City. All right. Another one. I won't have the resources or the support I need in life. I can't leave because then where would my village be? I can't leave because this is what I know. And I want to ask you, Black woman to Black woman, are you receiving support or are you the support? When you say you can't leave because that resources, that safety net won't be there, do you actually have a safety net or are you a safety net? If you're a Black woman, I can guess what that answer is. You may have other Black women who are a support system for you. They got their own stuff going on. You could go to a place where you have support with your children, support with your household, support taking care of elderly parents, right? In a way that if you did it in America, people would talk about you. The support you have now, look at her, she thinks she's too good. She got a full-time nurse in the house. She thinks she's too good. She got a cleaning lady. Baby, Friday, I spent all day in bed. My cleaning lady came in. She was there for a couple hours. I came outside, let her know to grab something to eat and let her know I'm here, I'm alive. You don't want to go in that room. And then she went about her way. And my house is beautiful. My home is beautiful. She came in, she did her work. She said, "Do you want me to unpack for you?" I said, "No, I got that in the future." Because every week my cleaning lady comes. Because every week I have support I never had in the US. I had a cleaning lady when I was in Ohio. And I was dating this guy, and I told her that she came every 3 weeks. And he said, if she came every month, you'd save money. First of all, I know the difference between 3 weeks and 4 weeks. I know that if I pay for something every 3 weeks versus every 4 weeks, it's a different amount of money. I don't need that advice. I didn't ask you your advice on how frequently my cleaning lady should come, but you feel a way about me having a cleaning lady, not every week, in a house you don't live at. You're just you don't even live in town. You're just visiting. And you feel a way about me having help in my home. And you're trying to downgrade the amount of help I have. You ain't never put a dime on nothing. You're not paying this mortgage. You're not paying the cleaning lady. I'm not asking you for money. I should have, though. I did not. Listen, if there's anything I regret, it's not asking more men for money. I should have been asking these men money. If I'm going to talk to you, if I'm going to deal with you, if I'm going to sleep with you, cash. I should have asked more men for money. That is not a myth I need you to bust. If there's anything in life I regret, is not asking men for more. Because what do you mean if I did it every 4 weeks instead of 3, I'd save money? If you paid for it, I'd save money. But you're not offering that. You're not offering any help or support. You are offering nothing but dick. Nothing. You're offering nothing. But you don't want me to have the support I have. Listen, if the youth are watching, don't let these boys play in your face. And by youth, I mean like 25 and up. Underneath that, maybe this is not for you. Where's the cat? How are you coming to my home telling me? Because people in America don't like seeing you have help. A black man walked into my home and was like, whoa, that's too much support. Cut that out. Cut that out. Every 3 weeks, cut that out. It's not like that when you live abroad. If you move to a place where it's very, very normal for people to have help in the home, there's no judgment about it. And I would say that in the US, it is very normal for people to have help in the home, but they don't want black women to have help in the home. They want black women to be the help in the home, right? You're not supposed to have help. You're supposed to be help. So it's very confusing when you have the resources and the ability to have help. Someone's got to shit on it. I should have made him pay. Because what is you? That man said I should labor more to save money. I wasn't in any financial, never asked him for money, never declared any financial difficulty. He just had suggestions. Someone clean your home once every 3 months, you're real lazy. Real lazy. Like, what? I had groceries delivered earlier this week. Wasn't feeling good. I left all the water by the front door. I came outside my room on Friday. It was all put away. Everything that was literally just dumped. All of the non-perishable groceries. Oh yeah, my thingy as well. My coconut water. I don't know where she put it, but she put it somewhere. Everything's just put away in what she has decided the proper places. Half the time in my home, when I can't find something, I'd be like, Rocio took it. Rocio, she didn't take nothing. But I tell myself, I'm like, it's not that I can't find it. She put it where she thinks it's supposed to be. And where she thinks it's supposed to be probably is where it should be. It probably is a space that makes a lot of sense. It's just not where I want it. We've been doing this for 5 years. We got this. I pay that woman her money. That is how she feeds her family. I think her family's just her. I don't care. That's how she feeds her family. Family got to eat. And we move. I support the community. She supports me. That is the support, right? If you are in the US, if you're a Black woman in the US, would you be giving up your resources if you left? Or would you be taking away somebody else's resource? You as somebody else's resource. Get your time back, baby. Get your time back. Get your time back. Every week. If I could get her to come twice a week, I would, but I can't. She has other people. And she won't fire the other people just because I want her to. I don't need her twice a week. But the day she cleans is just so magical. I'm like, I love that day. All right. You will have the resources. Even if you're moving to a place where you don't know anybody, there's a very higher chance you'll be able to pay for resources more readily instead of being the resource for everybody else. Oh, wait. Everybody can get their time back. Everybody but Black women is allowed to get their time back. That Black man now has a wife, I think. He did. Years ago. I don't know if he still does. He didn't have a wife then. Right, yeah. I know he's not doing the cleaning in the house. I know he's not. I know he's not doing the housework. I know he has a wife who does the housework. Everybody gets to have a Black woman support them in their life somewhere, whether it's at work, in the home. Black women get to have nobody but other Black women who are already tired from supporting everybody else. Anyway. All right. Another myth I want to bust. You can't get good medical care abroad. Baby, you can't get good medical care in America. You can't you can't get good, you're not getting good medical care in America. I saw a doctor yesterday for my knee. I'm having some knee problems, y'all. I saw my doctor for my knee. I saw a doctor in Panama. I saw another doctor in Mexico. They were men. I've decided now I will only see lady doctors. I only work with women, and now I'm only having lady medical doctors. Lady doctors only. I saw my doctor. It cost out of pocket $45 until to the exact exchange rate. It was 900 pesos, which right now, someone can do this faster than me. It was 900 pesos to see her. No, that's Cape Verde and Escueto. Why did I have Cape Verde and Escueto up? $52. $50 to see the doctor. I hit her up on Thursday or Wednesday, a day, I think Thursday. And she was like, do you want to come in Friday or Saturday? I said, Saturday. Let's come in Saturday. Came in on Saturday. She was like, let me see your knee. Boom, boom, boom. I had x-rays in Panama when I was there. My x-rays in Panama were 48 American dollars for 4 scans of my knees. 4 scans, 48 USD. Is that what you'd pay for 4 x-rays in the US? Is that what you would pay? Anywho, got them 4 x-rays in Panama. She did a little jiggle on my knee. She did touch, move, asked me a ton of really good questions. Her questions were the best of the knee doctors I saw before. We looked at my x-rays from Panama and she was like, everything says this is what's going on. I have tendonitis. I thought I was dying. It's tendonitis. But we're going to do an MRI just in case. And I'm not worried about the fact that I have to pay for an MRI out of pocket, because the last time I paid for an MRI in the US, I paid out of pocket. And I think it was like $450. I'll tell you what it is. I don't know what it is now. I know it's not going to be $450 for the MRI. Four x-rays in Panama City were $48 at the Panama clinic. And they take American insurance. Ooh, let me tell you. Will I ever find this? There's a lot of really good medical care. And I always want to remind people that when these conversations happen, they're generally about the quality of care. But it doesn't matter how good the care is if you can't access it. If you got to wait until your condition becomes extra dire because you can't get an appointment at your doctor, so now you got to go to the ER and they got to cut out an abscess or your left big toe or something else, doesn't matter that US doctors want to rate themselves as the best. I don't think it does. I'm trying to see if I can find when I went to the doctor. Yes, this is when I went to the doctor. Okay, the American insurances that I recognize on this were Blue Cross, big things they accept. Blue Cross Blue Shield, AIG, Aetna, Cigna, Geo Blue, Optima, something called Best Doctor, Allianz. Like, it's a whole bunch of stuff. You can't really see that, but it's a whole bunch of stuff. I can't read them all. They accept a lot of insurance. I don't have no American insurance. I'm going to send my bill to my travel insurance company, but $48 for 4 x-rays. All right. We have, Venice has an EKG, a full physical with blood work for $48.52 in Kenya. Saw a doctor too. Florida PNW says, I got tired of waiting 2 to 3 months for an appointment, worked out a plan for how to access medical care in Mexico while I was in Exodus ASAP. That's what we do. My experiences are better, right? My experiences are better with the doctor. The visit is easier to get. The medications are easy to get. The care is easy to access. I have not my doctor's office's WhatsApp number. I have my doctor's WhatsApp number. If anything goes wrong, I can be like, hey girl, this is what feels different in my knee. I hit her up. Could you get same day care from your doctor? Like, would he respond to a message from you the same day if you're not like having a heart attack? $500 for x-rays in the US, $48 in Panama City. At what I assume is the bougie thing because I was staying in a bougie hotel, and my butler at the bougie hotel said, "This is the best place. This is the best medical center in the city." I don't know if it's true or not. That's what they said. The Panama Clinic. It's actually the walking. It was not the running that caused the tendonitis. It was the walking. A couple of 20,000 step days and a little bit of problems. Doctor came to the cat's home last week when she was down with a cold cough. She checked my vitals, wrote me an RX while I lay on the sofa. How much would that cost in the US? Stephanie always says healthcare is a reason to leave the US. If you're not sure where to go and healthcare is a big concern for you, that's something we'll be talking about at Exodus Summit. Because this year's summit is about finding you the right place. Because once you find the right place for you to go, a lot of questions get answered, right? What's it going to cost? Gets answered. What do I need to do to stay there long term? Gets answered. What do I need to bring with me or not bring with me? Gets answered. How can I get my pets there? Gets answered. Do my people want to come? Gets answered. How do I trick my people into coming? Gets answered once you know where you're going. When that's still unknown, when you have too many options or ideas and you're not narrowing it down, it's really hard to do anything else. We are in our early bird period now. Tickets are on sale, in our early bird sale. That price lasts until the end of the day on September 7th. Don't miss out. So yeah, we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you at Exodus Summit. What am I saying? I have a list. Let me go back to the list because truly this week has taken me down. Healthcare is a reason to go. Cornelius says, I love the doctors in San Miguel. I had to go to the hospital by Office Depot. They treated me so well. Never been treated like a human to that place. Doctors who listen to you. Okay. Dr. Bell had 2 MRIs in the US recently. The deductible was $250 each. My Mexican orthopedic doctor came with the same diagnosis with a CT scan in Mexico that cost $300 out of pocket, no insurance. And you can get insurance abroad. A lot of us don't have it because these prices, you're hearing $48 for 4 x-rays. The prices don't really say you need insurance. You might need a small savings fund put to the side, right? But I was here for years before I saw a doctor, and I was here in COVID times. And I was here for years. I went to, back when you needed a negative test to fly into the US, I went to urgent care to get COVID tests. But that's pretty much the only time I went to a healthcare provider before I was here for years. Jalen says, my beautiful healthcare experiences abroad brought me to tears twice because I thought what have I been dealing with in the US for so long. Someone's going to watch this video and be like, I just don't believe you. I'm not paying these people, right? I'm not paying these people. They're telling me their true experiences. They also don't get money from Mexico or any other government, from Kenya, where Venice is, from Lisbon, where Jalen is. They're not getting money from Poland, where Monique is. They're not getting money to tell you this. They want Black women to be free. You are looking at a community of Black women who want other Black women to be as free as they are, right? We're not free until everybody's free. My everybody is Black women. If I'm going to be perfectly real, right? Because we are the rising tide that lifts all boats. I saw a video this week, and it was I'm not sure it's not AI, because the conversation boggles my mind, but it was a black woman and a white man who were in a relationship together, and she was saying they were saying that their biggest disconnect was about like political discourse, and how she was really negative and he was really positive about how things have to change, and she was like, I'm a black woman, listen to me, things don't have to change. Like, I know things are not getting better, they don't have to change. He's like, no, things have to get better. And I was like, I couldn't imagine being in an intimate and long-term relationship with another human where my experience of the political state of the US is not prioritized and is not prioritized and accepted as like, as a black woman, you know the truth. I'm just gonna follow you. Why would a white man in America think he has a truer sense of the bottom that America is willing to sink to? He has a better gauge of that than a black woman. Maybe we've been at the bottom. We've been making our way through the mud at the bottom since this country has been invented. A white man could not tell me what the bottom is. Y'all might know some stuff. Y'all know how to sail, shoot small animals, be the boss at work. You can't tell me nothing about the depths this country is willing to drag people to. And the fact that he thought it was like both of their experience, it was just like, it was such a huge point of discontent, and like, it was their biggest point of contention was that they didn't agree about this. And instead of him being like, babe, you're right. You know what? Black woman ain't been wrong in my lifetime. He was like, no, it's got to get better. If you don't shut up and listen to your black queen. I was like, where are you? Anybody else see that video? I said, a white man ain't never seen the bottom. You're never going to see the bottom because you're standing on a black woman's head right now. You can't see the bottom because you're standing on our head. You're standing on our shoulders. You feel like your feet are stuck in the mud, baby. Our whole body, heads are underneath you. I said, what? What is going? Being with a man, a white man who would not accept that I may not be right about everything, but I am. But about the state of the union, child, I was like, girl, throw him away. Throw him away. I don't know how I got to that, but I saw that video and I was like, this is crazy. It's crazy. Suzanne says, I know someone who lives in Panama. She had gallbladder surgery, ultrasound facility fees, surgeon fees, IV antibiotic. She was in the hospital. She paid cash, $148 US dollars. Linda lives in Nice, France. Had a full physical CT scans, lab workup because had to go to US. Fell in the US and had to go to the ER. It was $9,400. One of the reasons I don't go to the US is I don't have American health insurance. What happens? What happens if something happens? I can't afford to be sick in America. I can afford to be sick everywhere else in the world. I can't afford to be sick in America. There's a reason that most health insurance companies, global health insurance companies that operate outside of the US, will not cover you in the US unless you pay a lot more money. You got to pay a lot more money to get health insurance. You can get health insurance every country. You want to add the US and they're like, well, we're going to triple the price. Because if you have to go to a US hospital, they have to pay so much more. Child. All right. Have I told you that I have a stalker? Obsessed. I have a stalker that is obsessed. Obsessed. Because why would she? Why would she do that? Why would she show up?
I took off my pajamas so quick. I was like, let me dress like Pumpkin Bear.
Why would she show up?
She be copying me so much. Let me copy Pumpkin Bear.
I copy you?
Yes, all the time. You copied me today just from the front.
I was waiting for this. I copied you from the front. I was like, in the middle of a live stream, when I can't remember what I'm talking about anymore, I'm gonna invite Stephanie to come on, and then when she comes on, she's gonna be wearing cream and black stripes. And then I did it. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Oh my God. I'm so excited to have you as a guest. Can you introduce yourself?
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Stephanie Perry. I, along with Rashida Dow, am the co-founder of Exodus Summit. I just got home to my home in Bogota. Rashida and I were in Medellin together. I stayed for a few more days to take a tour of Medellin with Black expats in Medellin. And I just got home. My bus was supposed to get in at 1:45 and we got in at 4. We saw some overturned. We saw a double-decker bus overturned. So I would say another move abroad myth. So just fly. So I'm generally a 6-hour person. If the bus or train is 6 hours or less, I'm going to take the bus or train rather than flying. But maybe in Colombia, in the Andes Mountains, maybe you just fly there.
Listen, I already told you I couldn't pick Poland off the map, but the other day when somebody said the Andes, I was like, the Andes are in Colombia? Okay.
They cover a lot of territory.
Okay.
Yes.
And then when we said the Andes, the only thing I know about Andes is like crashing and like eating people or whatever.
It's a beautiful region of the world, and I recommend that you see it from the sky.
Yes, well, we're very glad you got here safely.
Thank you.
And I hope you people in the overturned bus all survived that. And
yes, okay. I hope so too. Yes. We saw them sitting on the ground. We saw people sitting on the ground, and I didn't see anybody that looked like they needed attentive care.
Okay.
So yes, I hope so too.
All right. Yeah.
So myths. I love that you're talking about myths today, and I appreciate you for letting me jump on today.
Thank you. The last negative myth I want to bust. Actually, before we get there, you just had medical care in Medellin. You usually live in Bogota. You have a dentist in Bogota, but your teeth decided to rebel.
They're rebelling against me.
The other day you said you went to a doctor and it was free? A dentist?
Even I'm confused by this. I've been in Colombia for 1.5 years now, but I went to a particular clinic that was right next to our hotel in a bougie part of town. I saw the dentist. It was the only dentist that was open after 6 p.m. and the tour was every day from 8 to 5, basically. So I went to I didn't make an appointment. I walked in and they saw me. The dentist did an x-ray in the chair. The lady did the x-ray in the chair where they stick that thing in you. Does that hurt everyone?
It does.
I'm like, there's got to be a more comfortable way, but they did the thing. She read the x-ray. She was like, I don't see anything that would be causing you pain in your jaw. I don't see it. And so she says, go and get this other x-ray, the other thing where it goes around you. She wrote me an order for that x-ray, but you had to go to the actual radiography place. She wrote me the order for that. And then she walked me up to the front counter and I said, okay, now I need to pay for what you've already done. And they were like, oh, no, you don't pay for this. Colombia's universal health care, every country with universal health care does it, different countries with universal health care do it different ways. My understanding was that Colombia's universal health care was an insurance-based system, right? And it like a pay what you can system. And there are people who pay zero for insurance. There are people who pay, like me, I pay $1,800 a year for insurance. But apparently there's also clinics that are free. Because I have insurance, and I told her, this is my insurance company. I don't have the big one. Sura is the big company here. I have another company. I told her that, and still she was like, no. The pain plus the Spanish, at times you just don't want to try in Spanish. So I didn't have it in me to ask her, what's going on? Why is this free? But apparently that particular clinic did dental care for free or something. And I pay $1,800 a year for a pretty bougie policy. So even though I was out of network, I would have been reimbursed for my visit if I had paid for it. There is universal health care. There are places in the world where they're like, healthcare is valuable healthcare is important to us because we want our people to live, not valuable to us because it's a way to make a buck off of everyone. The United States views healthcare as a profit generating system for a handful of shareholders. Whereas there are other countries who do have some sort of universal health care, and they view it as a way to take care of their people, right? Take care of their citizens and residents, and sometimes visitors. There are countries that have health care where visitors are on their healthcare system as well.
Yes. And so you didn't get what you needed because you didn't go get your thingy. Have you seen what that will cost you? Or have you scheduled that?
I did that. So when I got the bridge done here, I don't know the number, but I did that, and I know I paid it in cash with the money I just happened to have had in my wallet. When I got the bridge from my dentist in Bogota, I did that X-ray last year, and it was like 100,000 pesos is $30. Yeah, 100,000 pesos is $30, and I typically have a couple hundreds, a 50, a 20. Right? So whatever it cost me, I had the cash in my wallet.
How much would that X-ray cost in the US? I don't know. A lot. They might not even do it if you don't have insurance.
Yeah.
Because why would you be coming to get dental care anyway? We see people setting up GoFundMes for dental work.
Yeah.
There's something to be said about dental insurance being separate, dental and vision being separate from your health insurance, especially dental, because them teeth start doing the wrong thing and that could kill you.
You're
that
dead.
Straight to the heart. Like, that's health. Right. Your oral health is your physical health, but they're like, just die. It's fine.
That's right.
It's fine.
That's right. Yeah, that's why I went. I was like, I feel like this is an abscess. She's like, it's not an abscess. The ladies at the thing told me it could just be an ear problem with the change in altitude over the couple of days. Could be an ear problem. And then now I am a person who can develop psychosomatic symptoms. I can't do that. But on the bus ride back, as we were climbing back up in altitude, the tooth that was annoying me had a little ouch moment, had a significant. So it may be related to my ears and altitude. I have ear problems as well. So it may be that. But the dentist, she did the X-ray. She read the X-ray. She talked to me after, and I was there after. They should have been closed because they were supposed to close at 7. I didn't even get there till 6:05. So I was there till like 7:20. No charge, and
that's crazy.
And if there had been a charge, it would have been negligible. I read some reviews from that exact same place, and he said, he paid the equivalent of, one of the women on the tour, Asabi from SAP, got her teeth cleaned for I think $36.
Okay.
As a walk-in.
Okay, I think that's something that's really telling. It's like, if they wanted to, they would.
Yes.
If Colombia can make health insurance affordable, can make healthcare accessible, right? Also, you walked into a place where you're able to get care that same day and it was free. and they didn't treat you like a beggar. They didn't treat you like you were trash. They didn't treat you like you were clogging the system. It wasn't a clinic on a bus that was open once a month, and this is where the poor people can get care. It was just a regular dental office, and they just
The humanity that you experience. I saw Cornelius's comment while I was putting on my twin outfit. I saw Cornelius's comment, and he said this is the first time he's been treated. He feels like he has been treated
Yes.
with care, being seen in Mexico. Same. And I was in the Army where we got free healthcare, right? And same. It's a different thing. It's so amazing to not have to buffer yourself and prepare yourself and psych yourself up, or prepare yourself on here's how I'm going to have to advocate heavily for myself against these people. To not have to be in an adversarial relationship with the people who are supposed to be your healthcare providers, or the people who are supposed to be your neighbors, or the people who are the people that you get other services from. There is an adversarial component to life in the United States, combative component to life in the United States that we don't notice until we don't have to do it that way.
Mm-hmm. And there's something in the US about it. Very much is there's a limited slice of pie. There's only so much pie.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you get a slice of pie, I'm going to shit on your pie, right? Mm-hmm. Even if you get a piece that I can't have, I'm a shit on your pie. You're not gonna have no pie. You're not gonna eat any pie, right? Even if you can get any step forward that Black people take, there's always a way. Like, y'all had too many jobs, so we're gonna lay off 600,000 of you. Y'all were doing work. First, we said you were too lazy.
Yes.
Then you got all these jobs. We don't like that, right? It's not just adversarial. It really is about forcing certain people out,
Mm-hmm.
And into roles that we no longer have a choice on. But
yeah,
whatevs.
But whatevs. Stay if you want.
Someone is gonna watch this video and be like, "Don't you dare tell Black Americans what to do." Okay. Don't watch the video.
I posted on Threads the other day about leaving the United States, and somebody was like, a white person, this is the most privileged thing I've ever read. And I was like,
white.
Show me one time you commented under a white person talking about moving abroad and said, this is the most privileged thing. Show me one. Show me one. Right? The problem isn't the thing. The problem is who gets access to the thing. Mm-hmm. Right? The problem is now that Black women can get a better life. Now it's a problem.
Yes. And if it is, you have access to something that I don't feel, they've put themselves in a box of not having the access, and so now they've got to tear you down. Right? How dare a Black woman do something that I don't think I can do?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I can get life.
I really appreciate. I really like when you said earlier. You're talking about. And then I tweeted what you said about if you. Oh, come on, memory. Come on. I'm working on a couple hours of sleep here. If you
fight for your limitations.
Say it again.
Fight for your limitations.
Yes. No? You get to keep your limitations. That's all you get.
That's all. That's you. That's all you. You want them so bad. You got them. That's you. Good luck.
That's good.
A book somewhere. People be putting good stuff in books. They putting some good stuff in them books. I probably 20 years ago I read that. I'll never forget it. You want to fight about what you can't do? Okay. There's no one who's going to fight for you doing it, right? Who? If you're telling yourself you can't do it, okay. That was around the time when I stopped saying I couldn't afford things and I started saying I'm choosing to spend my money on something else.
Okay.
Or I'm choosing to do something else with my money. It's not that I can't afford it, right? Because I'm not putting that limitation on myself.
Okay.
I can't afford it. I'm choosing to do. I can afford everything. Now, some things might require a little bit of fraud. Some things might require a felony or two, right? But who am I to limit myself? Who am I to put limitations on what I can and cannot do?
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah.
Not me.
But that's a good way to think about life, though, in general, not the like fraud. Although I do like fraud if you want. I don't know. Reparate. That might be your reparations. But the idea that we are very boxed, right? We are very boxed in life as Black women. We get told, like, here's what you're allowed to have, here's what you're allowed to do, here's what's outside of that box. And deciding that you're going to change the language around things is a really good way to shift things. It's a really good way to change your whole perspective on what is and isn't possible. Because anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. All right, we only have 4 myths left, 1 more negative and 3 positive that I want to bust a little bit. But before we get there, is there anything that any myth above that you wanted to say something about?
Oh my gosh, I'm so unprepared. Mostly I just wanted to wear my sweater. Is there any myth?
What's funny is that I have a necklace that almost matches hers completely, but that was a gift from her. So if I was wearing it, we really could have been twins. We have almost the same necklace. She's trying to be me, y'all.
Let's see. So you talked the myth of community, the myth of the myth of you're going to be lonely. Oh, my favorite myth to bust is the language barrier myth.
Ooh,
that you're going to struggle because of a language barrier. In the United States, when people come to the United States and they don't speak English, they do have a significantly harder life. And people in the United States do treat them worse.
Mm-hmm.
And so you assume it's going to be like that other places that you go. As a person in Colombia who speaks like a 3-year-old Spanish, I have toddler Spanish. I speak Spanish like a 3-year-old. Everything is present tense. And then I just be like yesterday or tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. People don't treat me worse. They don't treat me poorly, and I'm not locked out of things like I would be if it were the reverse and I were in the United States and spoke 3-year-old English. That's my favorite, one of my favorite myths.
That's a really good one. It's a really good one. I'm gonna add it to my list and pretend I came up with it. Do they tell you do locals tell you that your Spanish is good?
Every day. They compliment me every day. Every day. I'm like, I know it's not, but thank you. They'll be like, you've only been here for 1.5 years? That's really good. I'll be like, girl, it's not really good. It took me 3 sentences to say something basic because I just had to walk around it until I could get to it.
Yes.
But every day
they see you trying. They see you trying and they're like, woo, woo, woo. Yes. Look at her making those baby steps. Look at those little legs. Yes. Every day. Now, occasionally I tell someone I've been here for 7 years and they're like, girl. And then they're like, ma'am, what have you been doing? Surviving. I've been surviving. Y'all got too many past tenses. Please give me a break. But usually, even if you don't have the right words, if you try. When I first moved into my apartment, I went outside and I couldn't remember the word for rain. I asked that man how long the sky had water. And he was like, I'm gonna answer the question, but I'm also gonna laugh inside because you're not. I was like, how long has there been sky water? He was like.
And then he probably said the word, what is it, UVS?
Yes.
Because that's the thing that they do. They're very patient. They'll be like, here's the word you're looking for, right? Not like, oh my gosh. No, just ignore her. Ignore her. She's talking nonsense. I'm just gonna turn my head.
I'll never forget the first time I went to the first time I flew into Bogota, I think it was 2015 or 16. I got there. I was waiting for my hotel shuttle to come pick me up, and they weren't coming. And I didn't have a local SIM or anything. So I'm sitting there waiting patiently, and a police officer who's supposed to be directing traffic realizes that I shouldn't be out here this long. It's after dark. I've been out here for a while.
Okay.
So he's coming to me, and I'm trying to do the beginner Spanish. And he was like, hold up. He leaves his post. He's supposed to be directing people so they don't stop, whatever. He leaves his post. He goes downstairs. He gets a tour guide. He brings a tour guide upstairs. But tour guide is like, give me 1 second. Let me get my people on this bus. Because people have come up with him. They come with him. They get on the bus. And he's like, okay, what's going on? I tell him what's going on. But tour guide calls my hotel and is like, come get her right now. And the bus shows up. The tour guide's doing this, speaking to me in English, speaking to the hotel in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
The chance of that happening in the US, the chance that a police officer is going to go out of his way, leave his post to help a foreigner who looks possibly stranded, go get someone else, and then make sure the right thing comes to get the person while I hadn't even left the airport, and I was already like, oh, Colombia's better than America. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. I know now.
There's something to be said for going to a place where they have their indigenous people, right? Where their people at least outnumber the colonizer somehow, right? Mm-hmm. And they have African people. There's something to be said for going to those places. They will teach you what neighbor means, right? Because you'd be like, oh, and then you do it, right? So we just took the tour and we were in Comuna 13, and there were steps and there was a blind man with a cane. And so I just stood in front of him. I asked him if he needed help, and I put his hand on my shoulder so I could go down the steps in front of him with the cane, right? I know to do those things because I see people in Colombia, in Mexico, in Costa Rica stopping and doing those things. And now I know, now I'm a good neighbor, right? Now I'm in it too. Instead of keeping myself outside and always separated from people, it'll change some things. Like in the United States, I grew up in Ohio, in Columbus, Ohio, in a suburb of Columbus, Ohio. And life was not about being with the people, Columbus people, or Westerville people. It was about protecting yourself against them, even as a child, right? Drusilla Thompson, the white lady on the next block, got me kicked off the school bus, right? And life was about surviving the neighbor. How do we survive our neighbor?
And it is more so now than it was 100 years ago when you were a child in Columbus, Ohio.
Because they're emboldened. Absolutely.
Yes.
They're supported. Yeah.
Yes.
Instead, you just get to be a neighbor. Like, really, what is a neighbor supposed to be? What are we supposed to be doing out here?
I have a neighbor downstairs. Every time she sees me, her face lights up. Just lights up. And I'm like, you like having me in the building. Yes. I love it. The security guard saw me, hadn't seen me for a while because I'd been in Colombia. He was like, hey, hi. Yes, thank you. I love it.
God was so happy that when I pulled up, last time I came home after being gone for a while, he asked about Mimi, my house sitter, before he asked about me, right? This time, same, it was the same security guard who came in. He was so happy to see me, and I was so tired. It was 5 o'clock by the time I got home. I was like, I'm about to order some McDonald's. What do you want? He was like, what? I was like, listen, we're friends. Apparently we're friends, okay? I'm ordering some McDonald's. What do you want from McDonald's? He was like, Coca-Cola? So I got a French fries and a soda. Food came. He brought it up on the elevator to me. It really, there's nothing we can tell you that will convince you of how good you're going to feel with your neighbors. I hope this is a thing that place where you'll trust us. Healthcare and community are so different abroad that you probably won't even get this conversation until we just want you to try it, experience it.
Yes. Okay, the last negative myth I want to bust is You can only move abroad after you get a fully remote job, or you have to get a job in the country before you can move. You don't even want a job. You're struggling to find a remote job. Instead of just doing the math and figuring out how much money you need, and then how much money do you have, and what are the resources you have, a lot of y'all could take 5, 10, 15, the rest of your life off of working and be just fine. Living in a small town in a country, living in a big city in a country that's not the US, you'd be just fine. You got a pension? You got child support? You got alimony?
You got VA disability money?
That disability, listen, I'm so sorry for whatever got you that disability, but that disability money, that's gonna get you, that's gonna open doors for you. Like whatever happened to you, that will open doors. If it's coming from the US government, coming from at least the military side of the US government, that money, that opens so much.
House money, right? One thing Black Excellence did do for Black women, Black Excellence drove us to work ourselves to an early grade.
Yes.
Okay. But it also did give Black women house money. Okay. It told Black women you need a bigger house, now bigger even, now a rental property. But Black women, I found, they got house money. Sell that house or rent that house out. Use that money to live your life.
Could sell the house and never work another day in your life, but you want to get a fully remote job before you leave. Take this one, Stephanie. I ain't got it.
Also, you don't necessarily, not everyone wants to leave forever.
Right.
Right? Months or years. Try to parlay. If you're thinking 3 months, triple it, right? Quadruple it. But the amount of time that you spend abroad doesn't mean that you're never going to, for some of you, it doesn't mean you're never going to come back and get a job. If you want to work for a little while, quit that job, leave, spend the money, come back, work again. That is also a valid way to leave and live abroad and experience these things that Rashida's talking about for yourself.
Venice is 100% P&T VA disability, and that pays for her life in Kenya. I don't know what P&T means. I know what 100% disability means for the VA. I don't know if P&T makes it mean something else, but use your advantages to your advantage, right? I am so sorry that whatever you went through in the military gave you that whatever disability that is, but that 100%, congratulations. Spend that change.
Now use it. That's right. Use it.
Yes.
Permanent and total.
Yeah. Permanent. Spend that money. You got it. You can get a remote job, but these people, more and more, we are seeing that the trend in America is not that you are giving up your time for work. The trend is that you're giving up your life for work. You're giving up control. They want to know that you can't work from home, even though we were more productive at home, right? Because you got to have an overseer, right? You gotta, what's the word I'm looking for? You can't work from home. You gotta have a little jiggler on your keypad board, because if your thingy goes still, then they're gonna know you're not working, and now they're mad at you. I know. My other stalker.
Security, and you have the money now.
Yes.
If y'all don't know, Anita and I have beef. We've had beef since the beginning. We're gonna have beef forever.
Beef. Let's be clear, loving beef.
She calls it loving, but I don't know, but she's always loving. But this lady said, Anita, come here real quick.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
How do you afford to travel the world?
Social Security. Yes.
How long have you been traveling the world, Anita?
2022. June 2022. Our first meetup in Cancun is when I started. You convinced me I had enough money. You told
Let
to do
me
my numbers.
convince you have
You
enough
told
money.
me I had to do my numbers. So I
Listen,
have-
come to Exodus Summit 2026. Let me convince you have enough money so you can spend the next years traveling the globe on your Social Security.
Yes.
We hear all the time from people who are like, oh, I just have Social Security, or I don't know. Don't go anywhere. You're my captive real quick.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't want to leave because I'll lose my Social Security. Anita gone. She done lost a thing. She's
No.
spending that money.
I am, all of it. With
Anita's-
4 grandchildren, so you can leave your children, you can leave your adult it's all good. You've already done your part, right?
She just had to decide she had enough money, and her enough money was her Social Security. All right, thank you, Anita, for coming. It's my arch nemesis right there.
not nemesis. Not nemesis. Yeah, let us convince you to come to Exodus Summit 2026. We'll convince you.
Yes, a myth. You cannot live abroad and collect Social Security. Let Anita be the first example. The first example.
Yeah.
We're not making it.
Yeah.
We do not get money for getting you to leave the country. We tell you again, right? No country's paying us for this. Someone, I think, asked us once if we were like plants by the US government to get Black women to leave. And it was like,
That's funny.
I wish I would take that money.
I would take it.
I would make it a lot of money, and I would help more of y'all leave with that money. Yes, but it needs to be it's not just like influencer money, it needs to be a full-fledged project.
Yeah.
A built-out project.
Yeah.
Right? There need to be resources on the other end. Can you send my reparations to Panama? Right? Can you send my reparations to Thailand? Thank you. We're not going to call it reparations because that's going to piss them off. Can you send the
Black women get out money.
Yes. Yes, the leave the country money. But you know why they're not going to do that? They want them taxes real bad.
Yep. And they do want our labor. They just want our labor without the paycheck. They want to be able to extract our labor from us, but not pay us a livable wage or give us health care access or any of that. They still want our labor. They don't want us to leave.
No.
Which is why there will be, at some point, there will be a plan to stop people from leaving. There has to be, because white Americans are flooding, they are fleeing, they are leaving. So there's got to be some upcoming plan to stop that, because they do want the labor. They just don't want to reciprocate in any way.
No, because why should they? Because this country was built on slavery, and it's such a great country. Let's get back to our roots, baby. Let's get back to our roots. Why should I have to pay you for your labor? Your labor should be free. I want you to know that I am a walking contradiction, and I accept that. I have no problem with that. I don't think you should have a problem with it either. All right, let's talk about the negative myths we debunked before we move on to positive myths. They were, you can only move abroad after you get a remote job or get work in the country. You're not getting work in the country you're going to. Let me be the first one to tell you that's not happening. And not work at the pay you want. No. Language skills are necessary. That was my very own idea. Thank you. You can't get good medical care. You won't have the resources, support to get by when really you are the resources for other people. Can't leave your family behind. You won't get your reparations. Can't abandon Black people in the US. Have to wait until you're out of debt. You'll never find your Black king or make your Black family. It'll be lonely. Moving is only for certain classes of people. It's not safe out there, and it's too expensive. Now I want to get into some positive myths that we have to talk about. Number one, you move abroad, you can get some of these $200 apartments real easy. You go to these countries, it's real cheap. Everywhere people are moving to right now, they are having sticker shock because the prices don't match what they've been told the price should be, right? If I'm moving to live amongst brown people and brown and Black people, and brown and Black people are the poorest of the poor of the poor, why is this apartment $900? Your apartment in the US was 1800. So, right? It's not, and going up. It's not that it's less expensive, but it still costs money.
Cost
Right?
money.
It costs money.
Mhm.
It's significantly less expensive to live in most countries outside of the US, but it still costs money. Them $200 apartments, them $400 apartments in Merida from 5, 6 years ago, they're not $400 anymore.
No.
Now, I'm not saying the people out there aren't living in $200 apartments. They probably moved into them 10, 15 years ago, and they're holding up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that there aren't $200 apartments out there somewhere.
Mhm.
Do you want to live in it? Is it up to your standard of living is the question. And in most places, I'm gonna guess no. There might be some places still, but in most places, I'm gonna guess you're gonna need to pay a little bit, right? I don't want you to move abroad with your, I would say your housing budget in your brain being under $500. I would say that should be the floor for your plan. You might get something lower, right? But when you're working your plan now until you figure out what kind of place you're actually looking at, what location you're looking at, and start looking at what the costs are, I wouldn't think of getting anything lower than 500.
Good. I think that's a good dollar figure because I do think, like in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, in Hua Hin, Thailand, I think there are people who are still paying $5 and $6 and $7 and $800. But I agree with you that $250 a month Costa Rica life does not exist anymore. And when it did exist, they didn't tell you that that apartment had a dirt floor and no kitchen. They were in the jungle. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to see when you see someone sharing their lifestyle online and their price, you need to know when they signed in on that lease.
If it's not within the last year, it don't matter. The last year will give you an idea of what you might be paying. If it was 5 years ago, that number has no relation to what you're going to see. 3 years ago, that's not a real number anymore. That's a make-believe number. So how long have they been in that apartment? You want to watch stuff from people that are very, very current. Like I signed the lease yesterday, this month. You want to know, did they negotiate themselves or did they have a local go out for them? Do they have family in the area? That's why when I did my Ghana video, I wanted to speak to someone who did not have family in Ghana because I want to know what it's like for an outsider, right? You have to position yourself as an outsider. I shouldn't have brought up Ghana because Stephanie has trauma about watching Jalen's video. You can see it on her face right now. I'm trying not to look. She was so upset.
You saw that meme on Threads. I'm tired of being the bigger person. I'm turning to witchcraft. I never wished I was a witch so bad. Watching Jalen's video. Jalen, I love you, friend. Just go to the Caribbean, right? Just go to some island in the Caribbean. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that.
Yes. A $200 apartment does not have a kitchen at all. It might not have running water.
No.
A $200 apartment today, 2026, there's going to be a part of the world, maybe some places in India where you can get a place like that. You don't want to live there. You don't, friend.
No.
Black woman to black woman, you don't want to live there.
No, right. But I do agree that $500 is a good floor. That life does still exist. And every time I see someone talking about so there are places in Latin America where you can live on that, where your housing can be that. But I think Southeast Asia is winning in the price category still today. So if the budget is the most important thing and your budget is under $1,200 a month, make Southeast Asia a real consideration. You don't like it. You're gonna like it. It's good food and good people and good weather. You're gonna like it. Now the language is the difference. The difference between moving to Southeast Asia and moving to Latin America is, will you ever be literate? You may always be illiterate in that language. I can understand that being a problem for some people.
But if you were never going to be fluent in Spanish anyway,
You was always gonna be talking about some buenos dias, and that's all I got for you.
I'd be pointing like, okay, so, and yes, how many conjugations do I really need to have a whole conversation? One or two. One or two. I got present tense, I got future, I got at least one past tense. I don't need three. It's fine.
Southeast Asia, you need to know I love your hair. You need to know when they're complimenting your hair, I think. Learn that sentence. Learn how to tell people the food is delicious. That might be all you get in Thailand. That might be all you can say in Cambodia and Vietnam. But you're going to have a nice life.
A nice time. Nice time. Okay, another positive myth. My credit won't matter anymore. Earlier, I said you don't have to get out of debt before you, what's the word? Before you move. I'd still believe that you don't have to get out of debt. But I don't think you should move. I'm not a person who will encourage you to move abroad and abandon all debt. I will encourage you to not tell them about any money you make in. So if you have wage-based repayment, you don't have no money, so your repayment is zero, right? In fact, I'm not encouraging you to do that. I would never, but I would say I would understand if you did that.
Yeah.
But there are types of debts that you need to pay. I've been in Mexico City since 2019. I've been asked for my U.S. credit report one time. If I didn't give that to them, I don't know, but it would have been a problem. It was for looking for an apartment. And I spoke to at least 20 different realtors, owners about renting, and only one place was like U.S. credit report out of that 20. So it might never happen to you. You might never need that. But there are certain debts where if you don't pay them, you might not have a passport.
That's right.
And even if you don't live in America, if that's the only passport you have, you're going to want that to work, right? Until you can get another passport, you can get a citizenship in another country and get another passport, you really want your U.S. passport to work.
Katrina, when she was here, she told me about a mutual friend we have who they came and got him off the plane for unpaid child support.
That's one of them debts, y'all. Taxes. You get to a certain number of taxes and they're like, ain't no passport. Clickety clack. Getting you off the plane is crazy though, because the passport shouldn't have worked when I tried to check in.
Maybe the person was on coffee break, right? So they were like, I'll get him. I got 20 minutes before I got a cushion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Child support. Pay them kids their money.
Mhm.
Taxes. Now you move abroad, you will generally owe, if nothing else changes, you will generally owe less taxes. There's a way. I have another video about that. It's very good. You should watch it. But I do think that we are at a time where we have to pay what we owe. If we want to keep, if you don't have another passport.
Yeah.
And by the way, if my passport stopped working, I would immediately be like, ain't no U.S. citizenship. You can have this back, right? Because I'm not paying you tax, right? Like if what am I getting a value from the country besides this blue passport? If you tell me, especially because I know in the future they're gonna find some more reasons for your passports not to work.
Sure. I'm sure.
Student loans, another one. But like I said, if there's an income repayment plan, get on the plan and don't work. People do it all the time.
Pay them the least, and they're still the Joe Biden. I think it was Joe Biden's thing. The Joe Biden the cutting of the loan thing. It's still happening. So get yourself out of the obligation, but don't just ignore that obligation. Pay them as little as possible.
Yes. Pay them as little as possible. They don't deserve that money. You were 18 and they trapped you. Or you were 45 and they trapped you, but they still trapped you. And listen, And then they devalue the education. They make you pay all this money. The interest is only the principal keeps going up and up. It keeps getting higher, right? The amount you owe keeps getting higher. And now they're devaluing the education and make it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do what you need to do to get to not be responsible for it anymore. But you don't want them to take your passport over it.
No.
Not unless you have another good passport. If you have another good passport, I don't know. All bets are off.
You found a Singapore passport somewhere? You picked it up off a bus stop bench and that looks enough like you? Don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about that, right? I remember I think I saw someone once from like Malaysia, married someone from the US. I think it was Malaysia. Maybe it was Singapore. It was Singapore or Malaysia. And they were like, oh, you're just with him so you can get a US passport. And she was like, oh, excuse me. Excuse me. You are unfamiliar with passport rankings. Because ours,
top tier.
it's good. It's not, but yes, the US one is good, but it's not that good. There's a lot of countries that are beating it out by a mile. A lot of countries that have better access to more countries. Because those countries aren't constantly at war with other countries. Those countries aren't constantly bombing other countries. And when you start bombing a country and taking their resources, they're much less likely to give your citizens visa-free access to come and go as they want.
Yeah.
It just don't work like that. That's why countries like Singapore. Who's Singapore fighting with? Right? Besides the tourists who come there and start acting a fool. Did you see the boy who in Singapore, I think he's from England or Australia, one of the bad whites, went to a machine, like some kind of drink machine, and it had accessible straws, and he put a straw in his mouth and put it back in the machine and filmed himself doing it online. So the next person who got it would get, you drinking his saliva. The way they were like,
they will jail you.
They will cane you. They will jail you. They will fine you. They do not play. It's not ha. What I like is it's not, oh, he's just this 20-year-old or however old, this 20-year-old boy didn't know any better. It's, you did what? The consequence. Here comes the consequence. It's not you're too much of a child. You spitting gum out in public on the sidewalk?
They don't do that.
Would you like, child? America was so up in arms when they caned that one boy back in the day.
Yeah. I can't remember what that was about. Yeah. So I guess there's a myth. There's a myth in here about freedom and whatever abroad. Maybe a negative myth about. Well, no, maybe it's not a myth. Americans have more freedoms
than other places?
Yeah. There's a myth in here about the freedom of an American. So yes, other places, Vietnam is a communist country, right? And you paint your house this color, or this color, right? So maybe it's not a myth, but there is yes, other countries have a different expression of rights.
Yes, but it's also who's policing you, and is generally when we see these things, it's an abuse of the public, right? Like putting that straw in your mouth and licking it and then putting it back in the machine. You are and filming it online so you can make fun of people is an abuse of a Singaporean public. And they don't play, like they're protecting their people, right? It's not, we force you to be in a situation where you don't have food. And so every time we see you in a store, we accuse you of stealing something, right? Right? We're following you in the store, and when you push back, now we're arresting you for making a scene, right? It's not the policing in the US, which is the protection of resources of the wealthy, right? It's the protection of the common good, is what we generally see around the world. And I think that's also why we see less over policing, because the policing is about the population, it's not about the resources.
Yes, yes.
Right? It's about making sure that we're all healthy and happy, that like you aren't spitting your gum on the sidewalk, because who's gonna clean that up?
Mhm.
Right? It's that you're not. Now, some of these countries, the democracy is not really being very democratic, but that's America too. Where is the democracy right now? Where is it? That man talking about 2028. If you don't just go ahead and die, every week I come here. Where are the witches? Where are they? Who is protecting him?
I don't
A
know.
heart attack, a strong fart, like what's gonna kill him? Please, please. And I know someone's gonna say people coming after him aren't gonna be any better. Yes, but let's get there. We know that's the next stage. Let's get there and see how
Yeah,
we get back to the next stage.
cross that bridge when we get to it.
Please. Let's get there. Uh-uh. Yeah, so those Dutch guys were in Thailand and started a running group and wouldn't allow was it Indonesia or Thailand? One of them. I thought it was Indonesia, but it could have been Thailand. They put them out the country.
Yeah, yeah.
Play with somebody else. Play with somebody else. Because what are you doing? It's the protection of the community, right? Instead of the protection of the assets.
Yes.
Mm-mm. They don't play that. Let's see. Yeah, Coco Brown says it was Indonesia. Let's see. I feel like this is unkind to trailer parks.
Yeah.
I see lots of nice little trailers out there. Ain't nothing nice of the US. Demons protecting him. I need a good witch and a bad witch together, and a bad bitch. Let's get them all together. Can he die in bed? With, I don't know.
Maybe, good things come to those who wait. Maybe it's going to be such an awesome, painful death that it'll be worthwhile. Maybe. I'm just trying to look on the bright side.
I feel like the only death I'm willing to wait for is him dying in prison. And that just doesn't seem realistic.
Anything is possible.
Like I want a whole, I can't actually say what I want, never mind.
Okay.
I had a whole scenario and I was like, I am on the internet and I know I'm on a watch list already. So let's not. Listen. Okay, so the last myth, positive myth that I want to debunk is that all your problems will go away. Girl, wherever you go, there you are. Hey,
with your messed up knee and your teeth falling out, bad teeth, bad knee, bad shoulder, you still you.
girl, my doctor told me my knees have a fabrication error, both knees. My patella is too high and to the outside. It's supposed to run in a ridge. The ridge is here, my patella is out here. So it's just running on bone. And I was like, oh, it moved. She was like, no, baby, it was never in the right place. My whole life, I've been walking around with these bum ass knees. Can't get no refunds. Ain't no money back for that. Wherever you go with your knees, your health, your emotional problems, still there. Now, some things are going to go away, right? The weight of the world that you're carrying on your shoulders right now, when you take that off and you lighten that load, it will feel better.
Yes.
It will feel better. But if you have a nasty spirit in the US, you have a nasty spirit abroad.
Yes.
When you lighten your load, you're likely to be less nasty. I wish that for all of us. But it doesn't always happen. I see people in these WhatsApp groups who are living abroad, and the way they talk to people, I'm like, you haven't been hugged lately. There's no soul in what happened. Go.
You also have not been slapped lately.
Because one good one would correct all of this.
If you're all I see is the worst, right? All I see is the negative of things, right? If you're an ingrate, I think that is the result of not having any gratitude. If you always see the worst in things, it's going to carry over. Just because you're with the best people, right? Just because you're moving to a place with better people doesn't mean you're not going to always see the worst if that's who you are in your spirit, right? Everything is always terrible and people are always against you and the world is all, and the whatever is always whatever in you, singling you out. You're going to feel like that abroad. That's the thing you got to fix. You and your therapist, y'all can work on that. But you're going to feel like that abroad. We see that when we go to community meetups and stuff. The negative person who was like, why come the waitress didn't bring my bill? Child, she's not going to, you didn't ask her to bring the bill. She's not going to bring it. That's not what they do here. You don't even know how things go here. And you're already, your default setting is they've singled me out for some negative purpose. That's going to travel with you. Fix that before you go. That's the thing to fix. You don't need to fix your debt before you go. You can pay the debt down while you're abroad. Is that what you said earlier? Pay it down after you go. Once you lower your expenses, it's easier to pay down the debt. But you need to fix that attitude before you go.
Yes. There's it reminds me of when I see Black women talk about Mexico City, I hear generally two different things. One, I felt really welcomed. I'm in Mexico City groups a lot, so that's why I'm using this as an example. I felt really welcomed. It felt really warm. I loved being here. The community was great, blah, blah, blah. And then I also hear so much racism, so much sexism. I was worried. I remember once a woman was like, everywhere I went, men were staring at me. I was scared I was going to be a victim of sexual assault, everywhere I went, someone was attempting to make me a victim. I was worried. I was with my 20-year-old daughter. I was worried they were going to sell us into sex slavery. Here? It's I'm not saying it's you, but it's you. I don't know how to, it's you. Right? I saw racism everywhere I go. If other people are like, I saw really welcoming, kind people, maybe you had a different experience, different time, different thing. But if you are seeing the worst racism of your life everywhere you go, everywhere, everywhere treated you badly. Say America. You can't fix that. Now you take that load off your shoulder, everything gets lighter, it's easier to pay down the debt, like Stephanie said. But there's probably not, if you see racism everywhere you go, there's probably not a place you're going to be happy, right? If you're not happy anywhere you go, and you've never been happy anywhere you go, moving abroad isn't going to make you happy.
That's right.
Ooh, this is a good one from Jasmine. Clean your lens. Clean your lens. Right? Like, what are you seeing and why you're seeing it? I have been to some places where the racism was high. But I'm not a person where everywhere I go, I'm like, ooh, stinky racism, ooh, right? And I'm not someone who's going to a place where, listen, when Black people tell me they felt no racism in Argentina, I know they're wrong and I'm right. I know deep in my soul right? That's not me looking through a dirty lens. That's them keeping their eyes closed.
Mhm.
Closed. Then people would sell you back into slavery so quickly to make a buck. Any hoodle. Yeah. There's wherever you go, there you are. Your problems aren't all going to go away. A lot of them might. If problems are that you can't afford life in the US, you can't afford healthcare, you're worried about how you're going to pay for your retirement and your healthcare as you get older. Those are problems that you see go away. I see go away in real life Black women. This is not theoretical. I see it happen. The problems go away, right? What else do you see go away?
Constipation and blocked upness. Mhm.
That's why. Yes.
Uh-huh. No community, doing it all yourself. I'm
Mhm.
carrying the load and it's crushing me. That problem goes away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It does not have to be a single solitary, I'm responsible for everything and there's no one else around me. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Vitamin D, lack of vitamin D. True vitamin D, not vitamin D, right? But true sun, I don't get enough sun because I live in Seattle. Girl, okay, go to the Caribbean. You can fix that problem. That's easy. That problem goes away.
Yes.
Go to Southeast Asia. Problem gone.
I think this is a good point from Jalen. Her arthritic knees are with her everywhere she goes, but her inflammation is much lower abroad, and that equals less pain and more dancing.
Yes.
If you drop the weight, what else is there room for? Right? If you drop the weight, what else is there room for? Probably a lot of stuff you love. Time to get back to the hobbies that you love. We used to be a proper country. We had hobbies. We were never a proper country, but we like to say that.
We used to have places where we could go and see people who were happy to see us. I think that's a thing that we're really missing. That's not a profound statement. Everybody knows that. We're really missing that third space. We're really missing a place where we walk in and people are like, hey, Norm, right? And that when everybody's working 2 and 3 jobs, ain't no time for it.
No. All right. We would love it if you attended Exodus Summit this year. At the core of the summit, we want to free more Black women. We know that a free Black woman frees her family. Right? So many of you in the comments have said, I moved and then so-and-so moved. Kat said that 2 people in her family got residencies somewhere else after she got her residency. I think that was Kat. Right? Just seeing you be a possibility model makes things happen. We know that some people are never going to listen to what we say. We love y'all who do. Some people will never listen to what we say. But if you listen to us and they listen to you, we all gonna get there eventually, right? Nobody's free till everybody's free. And by everybody, you mean Black women, Black children. If y'all want to bring a Black king with you, okay, sure.
Rashida said this is the generational wealth we should be talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She's right? Freeing a Black woman frees an entire family.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and be that person. That doesn't mean you have to be the person responsible for them doing their work. They do their work, but you show your work.
Mm-hmm.
Exodus Summit is about people coming in and showing their work so that you know what to do, what not to do. And it's a place for you to get in community where y'all keep showing your work. So I had Brittany on my channel yesterday. Her accountability group from Exodus, she had an all access pass to Exodus Summit 2023. Her accountability, so she had access to an accountability group. They're still meeting. I think she said twice a month, not just once a month. From her 2023 accountability group is still meeting. 75% of them have moved abroad or have sabbaticaled abroad.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't know, it's like dominoes. You do your thing, and it gives other people an idea, and sometimes permission, and a pathway, maybe not their pathway, but a pathway.
Mm. And I started this by reading the comment from the woman who was like, I just can't wrap my mind around the fact that you guys are actually safe in these countries. One of the things I said today, your uncle, grandmother, niece is never going to be able to wrap their mind around that you're safe, right? That you won't be lonely, that you're okay getting your reparations direct deposited, right? One of those things are going to be like, that's crazy. Why would you do that? We have to let go of what other people want for us if it's not what we want for ourselves, right? Some people want you to stay because they are worried about your safety. And some people want you to stay because they want to continue to extract your support. It's really, really hard to see who's who. And don't ask me, that's a question for you and your therapist to talk about. But not all the times when someone says, I don't want you to go, do they even know why they're saying that, right? A lot of times they don't even know why they're saying that. Go, be the example, show them what it could be like. Show them how awesome, it's really awesome out here. Y'all hear my fountain here? It's sunny outside. It'll be 75 until after dark tonight, mid 70s, all day long and sunny. Beautiful. Some of y'all are sweltering in like 1,000 degrees, and then next week it's going to be 2. You don't have to be like that.
No.
Mm-mm.
There's a place in the world where there are places, right? But there's at least one place where you walk in, you just walk through the doors, and you're going to be like, some of those things will start to fall away. So we hope that you'll come to Exodus Summit 2026. Early bird pricing means that you don't yet know the exact sessions in Exodus Summit, okay? There's a trade-off. You're getting the lowest possible price. You don't have a schedule yet, okay? But it means you know you're coming. So the weekend pass, if you want to get the weekend pass today, get the weekend pass today. You can always upgrade later if you need the replays longer, if you want the other bonuses later. But what I'm starting, I'm off track. I didn't have enough coffee. Exodus Summit 2026 is about where, right? Where in the world is a great fit for you? Not where in the world can you get by? Where in the world can you trade this problem for that problem? But where in the world is a great fit for you and for your family? Mm-hmm. Because we sincerely believe that that place or those places exist for you.
Yes. And they're not so expensive that the trade-off that you're going to get when you do it is probably going to be more positive than negative, right? Stephanie's biggest negative is that she cannot get her Aveeno body oil. Her biggest negative.
Nobody brought me none to the meetup. I've been begging for this Aveeno body oil for a year now. Nobody brought it to the meetup.
Someone posted about it on Threads yesterday, and I saw it and I almost sent it to you, and I was like, don't poke the bear. Let it go. They posted a photo of the body oil and they were saying how great it was. And I was like, everybody loves it, Stephanie, but you can't get it. I was in a fancy grocery store yesterday and they had a really huge section, and I was like, let me see if they had no Aveeno. I looked yesterday for you.
They've stopped. They seem to have stopped exporting it. I know I used to buy it in Mexico and Costa Rica. They seem to have done some things. I don't know. Right? That's my hardship. That's my life's hardship. Who's gonna bring me my Aveeno body oil?
And some vanilla. My life's hardship is I can get everything I want, but the things I want are generally imported. A lot of the things I want, not all the things I want. A lot of things I want are imported. Like I want to get an outfit from Nigeria, but the shipping and that's too much. That's my hardship, right? Our hardships are shopping based.
Yeah.
Our hardships
not neighbor based, not police based. Even in Medellin, we saw the police with the big old automatic weapons, right? not our problem. They're not looking for us. They're not checking for us.
They're not
We
looking
don't
for nobody. They just chilling.
No,
Chilling. Not looking for nobody.
no. We don't have policing problems. We don't have neighbor problems. We don't have, we don't have those life-threatening
Mm-hmm.
situations
Mm-hmm.
that are legit problems in the. We don't have the school. Our kids, if we had children, the kids would not have the same experience y'all's kids are having to train for aggressive
School
stuff.
shooter situations.
Uh, our problem is who gonna bring me some Aveeno body oil? How am I gonna get my art imported into this country when they don't let you import art into Mexico anymore?
Tripping. Speaking of art, I got this from
Siobhan.
Siobhan. Siobhan Simmons in our community is an artiste. And thank you, Siobhan, for your beautiful collage.
Beautiful. Siobhan is a Black woman in our community who, Rashida and I were sitting in the hotel, and Siobhan and Faye just walked into the hotel like, oh, I know y'all. So Siobhan gifted us with some art, some prints, and we were like, and now, nope.
Oh, okay.
Because somebody's gonna beat us to it. We were
gotta
like,
buy
now tell us how to get the originals. But y'all don't go buy them out from under us, okay? Don't go buy that particular. I already showed mine yesterday. Don't go buy that out from under us. Thank you. She wouldn't let you do that, I think.
I mean, for the right price. Mike could be 2 originals.
Yes.
Dr. Bell started her 1-month sabbatical.
Good.
I love this so much. I love it so much. Yes. And Dr. Bell is blessed with many things. One of my favorite things that Dr. Bell has is a husband I actually like.
Oh.
Blessing. Right? A sensible, kind Reggie. We like him.
Yeah.
All right.
I love them. We love them.
We do.
Yeah.
But yes, we obviously love Dr. Bell, but a man with some sense in 2026, crazy. I'm trying to make sure this is the right link. It is the right link.
Siobhan
I'm
Renee.
going to drop the link, yes, to her art right now. If you see the original of this, it's mine. Stay. Unless there's 2 originals, and then do what you better. Thank you, Siobhan, for the art.
Yeah.
All right.
Darlene's been in our community, she's been in the Exodus Summit community. She's attended Exodus Summit, and she's been in Exodus Summit ASAP. And is making progress, doing the thing, right? The difference between often, the difference between I dream of doing a thing and I'm doing the thing is accountability. It is some coaching or somebody to tell you exactly how to do it, right? That's what Exodus Summit 2026 is. It's here's how you do the thing. This is our 7th year hosting Exodus Summit. We bring in speakers to teach you how to do the thing. They don't come in to inspire you and to encourage you to do the thing, although you'll be inspired and encouraged. They tell you here's how you do it, right? Yeah. And then you have other women in the summit, in the community, in the accountability groups who are like, let's keep each other accountable. Let's make this happen. Fear is a real thing that we need to plan for. Fear and procrastination and that are real things that we need to plan for. Coming to Exodus Summit 2026 is one of the pieces of that plan. It's one of the ways you say, I'm doing it. And I know that these other things are going to come in my way, right? I'm picturing Mario Kart and whatever, but these things are going to come in my way, and I'm going to need a plan to deal with these things, the fear, the procrastination, the questions, right? The lack of support in my physical, in my real life friends and family, although we're your real life people, we're real life people, we are real life people, but the lack of support, I'm going to need a plan to navigate these things. Coming to Exodus Summit 2026 is that plan. Get your ticket, block off your calendar for October 9 through 12, and come and let this difference, let Darlene's difference also be your difference, right? Let Darlene's change, let Darlene's progress, Darlene's success, let those successes also be your successes. You don't have to keep cheering for other people while hoping and wishing you had those same results. Let us work with you. Let us do these things alongside you. Let our speakers, our teachers, the other women in the community, us, the Exodus Summit team, let us help you make the progress you want to make instead of continuing to say, I wish, I hope, I dream. Exodus Summit 2026 tickets are at exodussummit.com. Prices right now are the lowest they're going to be. Okay, so this is your friends and family discount. This is it.
Prices go up on the end of the day on September 7th. Kim watched the last summit from a hotel room by herself. She's moving to Vietnam, Thailand?
Asia. I know Asia.
She's moving to Asia in November.
She
With
and
her
her husband, right?
Living. Kids are staying, the adult kids, all her business in the streets. Adult kids are staying behind, right? Their initial plan was to go with them for the kids, and things changed. They're still going. Them adult children will be okay, right? If something happens, get on a plane. What's gonna happen?
Come and go. Mother-in-law's gonna spend some time there, spend some time at home, back and forth. Right? These things work. We're working. When you come to an Exodus Summit, you work out the plans that you think right now are buts. Rashida already talked about having things that you use to count yourself out. But if you come to the summit, you'll find a plan to not count yourself out anymore.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
They'll be all right. They will be all right. And then I'll say stay for now, because what happens, what we know from Rashida's mom, what we know is that once they see what life is like there, there is a chance that they will change their minds again. There's always a chance.
The kids will be all right. Kim was at our meetup in Vietnam last year. And I want to say that there's nothing more powerful going to an Exodus Summit meetup, whether it's international meetup in your own hometown and talking to Exodus Summit women, or going to an international meetup somewhere else, going to a meetup and being around other Black women who are in the process, making progress. Nothing puts gas in the tank like that. Nothing puts gas in the tank like watching Black women do it, right? Rocket fuel. Nothing gets it done like seeing other Black women and being around them. Because, was Anita in Vietnam? Anita was in Vietnam, right?
Oh, yeah.
Kim saw Anita in Vietnam, and Kim has seen that Anita ain't been home yet, right?
Yeah.
You get to a meetup and you see the women living the life that you may not have thought was accessible, and you talk to them and you see, oh, that is accessible. That is a thing I can do.
That's right. That's right.
The right conversation. I knew it. The Vietnam meetup that did it for her. She was on a mission. She could see you get around the other women who are doing it and you see the vision, right? If you can't see it if you cannot see a way by yourself, get in community of people who are making it happen. That's how to do it. Any plans for another Exodus Summit meetup? Yes, October 9th through 12th online at exodussummit.com, and September 5th at International Meetup Day. Stephanie will be in Panama City. I will be in Guadalajara. You can come to either of those places, or you can go to any place in the world. You can look online at the Exodus Summit community, exodussummit.com/community, to see the under our events page, the ones that are planned already. And if there's not one planned where you're going to be, you can plan with yourself. Like I said, when we were in Medellin, I talked to a woman and I said, she's sitting across from me, Lori 1, we're gonna say it right now. Lori number 1. I said, where are you gonna be on September 5th? She said, here. I said, cool. You're planning to meet up. And she was like, what? I said, you're planning, just wait, you're planning to meet up. I started talking to the other Lori. I said, look, Lori, where are you gonna be on September 5th? She said, here. I said, okay, so now the Loris are planning to meet up. Within 5 minutes, I found, I wanna say 7 to 8 other women who were going to be in Medellin on September 5th. And what I told the Loris was, I know I put you in charge of planning, but the only thing you really need to do is pick a place and a time. We have a day picked. You don't have to vote on pick the best place that's best for everybody in your town. I'm out kind of far. I don't know if people are gonna come. If no one else has planned anything in the neighborhood, in your region, just pick a place. Pick a place convenient to you. If people wanna come, they come. If they don't wanna come, they don't come. People will come.
Yeah. Asabi and Lori at the tour I was on, Asabi and Lori were like, there's a Baltimore meetup, but people from DC don't really travel to Baltimore for stuff. And I was like, okay, they're going to have a DC meetup, right? And then they were like, well, how do you do it? I'm just going to reach out in Heartbeat and ask. And I was like, no, you don't need to do all that. You don't need a consensus, right? Here's where I'll be at this time. That's a meetup.
That's a meetup. If only one other person shows up, that's a meetup.
That's a meetup.
It's a meetup. 2 people is a meetup. You don't have to gather the people first, right? The people will come. You build it and they will come. They'll come, right? So if you look in Heartbeat and you don't see an event in your area, you can easily just pick a place, pick a time. We already told you the date, September 5th.
Did you see Cebu, Philippines?
No.
Not only is there a meetup in the Philippines, I think there are 2 other people RSVP, right? The host and I believe 2 other people. There were a couple that I was like, I don't know. Let's see who's in the area, right? London, people are coming from London, and Mexico, right? Playa del Carmen, But I was with Cebu and I think Curacao. I was like, I don't know. We got to see who's there, who's around.
Uh-huh.
And I know there are already RSVPs for Cebu and maybe also for Curacao. And there's enough time that if you're interested in Curacao, you can fly to Curacao. Right?
Yeah.
It's
a great time to do a scouting trip. A woman messaged yesterday, or she wrote in the group, but she was going to be in Kuala Lumpur and she didn't think there was anybody else in Kuala Lumpur to meet with. Right. And I'm like, baby, you may not have seen them because they don't go out in the daytime because it's hot as hell, but you pick a time, anytime. They're going to be there. I remember last year we had meetups, I think before we were even awake on the computer. There were meetups already happening on the other side of the world. And they were posting about them. Yes. Posting about them, having a great time. We're at lunch. I might have my morning tea yet. Y'all already outside having a grand old time. I love that. It's a really amazing thing about International Meetup Day is it's like the energy of all these Black women around the world just being in community. Your only expectation at a meetup, it's like being community with your sister, right?
Yeah. At the Medellin, we should make a specific video about Medellin maybe. At the Medellin meetup, we saw what we see happen all the time. You walk in and you know that these women don't know each other, but man, are they engaged. They are talking and planning the next thing. Mm-hmm. When are we going to get together next time? Mm-hmm. In Medellin, it happened to have been later that night. Some women left the meetup and got together later that night.
And the next night, and the next morning. So Stephanie and I, whenever there's a meetup that has a WhatsApp group, some meetups have WhatsApp groups, some don't. You don't have to be in a WhatsApp group to join a meetup if you don't want to do that. It's fine. But sometimes we're like, are they actually connecting? Because I don't see any conversation in the group. Stephanie reached out in the Medellin group and she was like, where y'all going to dinner tonight? And no one responded. Baby, y'all slapped her in the face. A slap Not me, because I didn't ask, but Stephanie asked. And y'all didn't respond at all. She was like, "Oh, they don't like me."
None of your damn business where we're going for dinner. This is the day before the meetup, right?
Yes.
People are in town. Most of the women were in town. A few flew in the day of, but most of the women were already in town. Where y'all going for dinner? They're like, none of your damn business. But then after
Now we get to the meetup.
Mhm.
And before, nobody was talking to each other. The meetup happened, they ain't stopped talking yet. Meetup been over for a week.
Maya's birthday party. They're going to Maya's birthday party.
Yes, that's tonight, right?
Yeah, I think she did say the 16th. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Dr. Maya. Yay.
Yay.
She's having a birthday party tonight. People are coming over to her place. She just moved to Medellin in the last 2 weeks.
Mhm.
She's having people over tonight. Like, that's how you build community. You go to a meetup, and it doesn't have to be this kind of big event. It can just be 2 people in Austin, right? You have a new friend.
So I was also it was requested of us that we do. I'm gonna put this out there, okay? It was two requests.
No, text me. I don't trust you.
You were there. It
Oh,
was
okay.
requested of us that we do a cruise meetup.
Oh, yes.
Okay. If you think you might want to do a cruise meetup, you need to start putting some money together. I'm not going to plan it, and Rashida's not going to plan it, but I think it might get planned. I think the woman who requested it is
a
the planner, and I think it might happen. So you need to start open up your cruise account. Okay. All right. Open it up. Might be a cruise. And also we were requested jackets, Exodus Summit jackets.
That one. Jackets?
Yes.
Like sorority jackets?
Yes.
Okay. Stephanie loves to make merch, so there's gonna be a jacket.
Yeah. We already have t-shirts, exodussummit.com/merch.
T-shirts and sweatshirts and stickers and tote bags.
Mug.
I need a tote bag and a hoodie. I don't have an Exodus Summit hoodie. Let me order one. Who's coming to Mexico City in the next 6 weeks that wants to bring me stuff? Let me know. By stuff, I mean, a hoodie, not heroin.
Oh. Yes, the Pink Ladies. Pink Lady.
Oh, no, it's not a Ritz-Carlton cruise. It's not us planning it.
No.
No. And don't ask us what cruise line either, because baby, I don't know. We don't.
We got nothing to do with it.
If it happens, we just showing up.
Believe that. Believe that.
We are just showing up. We owe her a message.
Yeah, we do. We're going to meet. We meet a lot this week, so we'll work on it. I think it's a possibility more than it's ever been. I think an Exodus Summit cruise is more of a possibility than it's ever been, and I think that you should start putting money aside if that sounds interesting to you. But it would not be a Ritz-Carlton $15,000 per person cruise or whatever, right? Or 8, whatever it costs. It's not going to be that. But it might be pretty luxury and pretty bougie, okay? Because she like nice things. But yes, okay. Start putting some money aside for that. Just to let you know, while we're talking about getting together and meeting up. But seriously, the summit, the 2026 summit, is a good jumping off place if you want accountability, connection, community inside of these Exodus Summit spaces. It always surprises us, but I don't know why. For some reason, it always surprises us when people keep community and connection with their accountability group buddies that they meet during the summit, when that was the whole point of it. But everybody falls off. We think everything's fall off, but apparently not. Apparently, once you lock into an accountability group, y'all stay together. When we went to our first meetup in Cancun, when we went to our first meetup in Cancun, we were all women who were in the Playa del Carmen accountability group from the very first or maybe the second summit. Bless you. And first summit, and they were like still together, still friends, and most importantly, in Playa del Carmen together, because they joined the Playa del Carmen accountability group. This is Exodus Summit 2026. It's life changing. Life changing. just like Exodus Summit 2025, 24, 23, 22, 21, and 20. It's kind of what we do. It's what we and our community and our speakers do, and our team. It's what we do.
All right. I know I'm the boundaries queen, so I'm gonna say this real quick. Don't email us about no cruise. Don't email us about no cruise.
Or jackets.
Don't email. The merch we have is the merch we have. Baby, we trying to put a summit together. I'm clearly might don't make it through the day. Like, we don't have any cruise information. Stephanie knows she shouldn't have mentioned that at all, but
I'm being helpful.
She's being helpful. And one day she's gonna learn how to hold water. It's not today. There's literally nothing else we could possibly tell you because we don't know anything else. The lady said, do you want to do a cruise? And we were like, you can plan it. And she was like, I'll do that. And that's it. A lady, I'm not even gonna tell you her name. A lady said she would plan a cruise. That's all we got. We don't have a time, a place, a line, nothing. You got questions, let them be about the summit. Let them be about International Meetup Day. Let them be about Exodus ASAP. Let them be about something we're actually working on. They know?
Let's stay in the present, the now.
We're stay in the present. Yeah. Because that first email I see about a cruise, I'm canceling. I'm stopping this car and I'm turning around. Y'all saw how they were making fun of me about the coffee on Friday when we live streamed?
Yeah, I feel for you.
Yeah,
That's a real trigger. That's a real trigger for Rashida.
The trauma. I have trauma. Let's respect that we're doing what we're doing now. And we're really trying to get a great summit together for you guys where you're gonna leave being like, I am moving to this city in this country. I know how much it's going to cost me. I know how I'm going to get residency. I know what it's going to cost for me and my partner to go there. I know what neighborhood. I have an idea of what neighborhoods to look at. Like, we really want you to walk away with just not, I want to move abroad, but you have a plan, right? Some of y'all have been watching this YouTube video channel forever because y'all don't have a plan. Right? Some of y'all are in accountability groups and not making progress because you don't start a plan. If you don't walk away with a plan leaving Exodus Summit 2026, it could be a you issue. Maybe. Hate to say it.
Back Club just bought their ticket. Yeah.
Yay.
Seriously, you might think like, this is just not possible for me. Come to the summit. It's what we do. We take people from, I want it, but I don't think it's possible, to, oh, here's when I'm doing it. Here's how I'm doing it. Thank you. Thanks for that. That's why we pat ourselves on the back so much. That's why we take so much credit. Because we know what happens when Black women come to Exodus Summit.
If you think we're bullshitting you, if you're like, I don't really believe the hype, getting the Exodus Summit community, minimum cost to join is $1. It's $1. I'm not defrauding you for $1. It's $1. Get in the community, see where a meetup is in your area, and then go to that meetup on September 5th. Talk to the women at the meetup. Now, prices go up September 7th, end of the day, September 7th. So if you believe them on, if you believe them on the 5th, get your ticket before the price goes up.
That's a great plan, Sheena. That's a great plan for this. For the questioner, the weigher, back and forth. That's a great plan.
We did not do it like this. We didn't even put this together until right now. Go on the 5th and talk to the women there at the meetup and ask them if they've been to a summit before and what progress they made. We do not have any paid ambassadors. If you hear a woman talk about us, as long as it's positive, it's true.
Yeah.
I don't know about the negative haters. I don't know. Which we don't actually have. Which I really love.
We don't. No, we don't. I was thinking about something Charlotte Van Horn is hilarious. I was thinking about something she said to her thing today, but I'm not going to say it here. I'm giggling to myself. Kiki.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a great plan. If you're like, what is this? What are they talking about? Is it really going to be helpful? Right? This is real money to come to Exodus Summit. Is it going to be helpful? That's a great plan. Come to our community. $1 one time to join. Join and look for a meetup. Go to that meetup, whether it's right in your right in your city or in the city you want to go to a meetup and then ask about the summit. Right? Then you're talking to real people. We have testimonials on the website, exodussummit.com. We share Francis shares testimonials on our Instagram, which is Exodus Summit, right? But this way that these are from real people, and let that guide you, because the life change it's the life-changing summit.
It's a life-changing summit. When you go on the 5th and you talk to people at the meetup, they are going to tell you to get the all access pass. I'm telling you in advance. So check the website now. See what you got to save in the next paycheck and a half. Get the ticket.
Yes.
They're going to tell you to get the all access pass. Everybody does.
Yeah. Another
All right.
year of changing lives.
Oh, 70 ladies RSVP to our Panama meetup. Y'all, that's too many. Divide that into 2 meetups. That's wild. If 70 women show up, it's too many. Listen, Lady Teresa says she's never heard a negative thing about the summit. Because we don't want to work. We want to lay around and eat snacks and look at beautiful views, maybe take a long walk. Mm-hmm. But when we work, the thing about Stephanie and I is that individually, we want our main driver behind everything is making Black women's lives better. And so when we transform together, is it transform if it's 2 coming together? I don't know.
Sure.
When the 2 of us come together and make it happen. Yeah. Right? You see the striped shirt gang? Listen, it's going to be good. It is good every year.
Every year.
It's good. It's life-changing. So come get your life changed.
Yeah. Thanks.
If you're watching this right now and you don't have your ticket yet, tell me in the chat when you're going to get your ticket.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Some of you are going to qualify for this professional development if you're still working at one of them. I almost cursed. One of them jobs. Was it Danielle that got it paid for it? Someone told us recently. Who was it that told us that her job paid for it?
I don't recall who it was, but yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Who's going to be in Minnesota? So 2 things. Let us know in the chat where you're going to be on September 5th as we roll out of here, and what meetup you're going to be at on September 5th. And then
why, if you haven't bought your ticket to Exodus Summit, let us know in the chat why.
When you're going to buy it, not why.
Oh, no, why? We don't want to answer. We can answer some why. You don't want to answer why? I think Rashida's done here. Listen, she is under the weather. She got the cooties. She got the cooties. I have had a couple hours.
You're on a couple hours of sleep. Does anyone have a question about the summit that we can answer if you're not sure if the summit's right for them? Because we could do this now since we're both here, and then we'll both fall into a coma before we have to work this evening. Stephanie got me on the clock this evening.
Oh, what is this evening? Do we really? Are you serious?
We have a meeting this evening, yes. We have time to sleep. We have time to sleep between then.
Okay.
What Racist says we're the reason she hasn't gotten her ticket yet because she's got to pay an immigration person yet. Because we got her to her immigration. there's a through line from us to her immigration person. So that's
Yeah.
why. We're not mad. Jalen's London.
Okay, yeah. So we have, if you want someone that our community has vetted, and sometimes we personally have vetted, if you want to work with someone that we vetted, inside of our spaces, we share that information. And I think one of the things that we need to talk about in the summit this year is how to do that, how to make sure that you're not getting scammed, defrauded in your move abroad.
That is one of the tentative topics we're going to talk about in the thinking. No guarantees.
TBD. Mm-hmm.
All right, great question from Tamara.
If you already know where you're moving, can you still get value from the summit? Yes, in particular, if you need the plan on how to get there, right? If your questions are on residency, or if your questions are on neighborhoods, or the specific details, logistics of moving there, yes. Also, if you want community with people, with Black women who are there now and or who are on the way to move there, the accountability group. So our summit is not like a la carte. Accountability groups are a thing that come with the all access pass to the summit. And the accountability groups are worth the ticket price alone, right? I told you, Brittany told us Saturday that she still meets with her accountability group from the 2023 summit. They still meet online regularly. So yes to that. In two different ways, it's still worth coming to the summit. If you already know where you're moving, if you need help with the logistics of getting there and the logistics of choosing a place there, yes. But also if you want community and connection there. Also, if you think you might be a bopper or you might spend some time in some other places as well, I think more of us benefit from maybe not being a nomad, but at least from having a freedom of place, like being less tied to one specific place and being out in the world. So the answer is yes for those three different reasons, Tamara. Thank you for asking that.
And I think that relates to Jalen's question, which is, will some you get for people who have already moved abroad? Great question, Jalen. Like Stephanie said, the community you meet is going to be so valuable. Jalen is someone who bops around. If you're not sure about the next places you should choose, I think someone would be really helpful. If you got your degree and you know everything, then you probably don't need to come. But if you have questions that relate back to what's it going to be like in this place, what will I need in this place, how will I do this thing in this place, where are the people in this place, I would say that probably somewhere between 1/5 to 1/3 of all summit attendees are OGs who've already left and are out in the world.
That's right.
Right? They come back every year for the community. They come back every year because even the people who were gone learn something new that they may not have known before. They get a new perspective on something they didn't have before, and they get deeper bonded with women who may not be in their city, but maybe in a city they're going to, right? They get the relationships, they get the information. So,
yes,
it's good.
That's right. Good question. Thanks, Jalen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, and Junket reminds you, but if you have the replays from 2025, watch them now. They expired September 30th. And Deport Racist wants you to know that ASAP membership is well worth the money. Last year we did a package with the All Access Pass and the Summit membership. We've changed things about the membership this year, so we're not doing that. If
the 6-month bundle used to come with, okay. So Rashida and I have the coaching membership is called Exodus ASAP. The summit is Exodus Summit, but there's a coaching membership called Exodus ASAP. Previously, if you bought a 6-month bundle in Exodus ASAP, you got an all access pass to Exodus Summit. Now you get a weekend pass to Exodus Summit plus individual coaching sessions with Rashida and me, because that's what people asked for. When we read their surveys, they asked for individual coaching with us. So now you get the weekend pass and coaching with us. So if you wanted to upgrade from the weekend pass to the all access pass, you could still do that, but it comes with a weekend pass now instead. Okay.
Yes. And because you've been in, Cheryl, because you've been in Exodus ASAP before, that's Cheryl, yeah. Email us at Exodus ASAP. Just say Rashida said the email, and we'll talk about something.
Okay. But this doesn't change those of you we made the change this summer sometime. So we honor what you paid for, right? So
when you signed up, yes.
When you signed up, if it was the all access pass when you signed up, you'll get the all access pass. Mm-hmm. But we did make that change to the weekend pass after reading some surveys and hearing some women say that they would prefer some individual coaching. Exodus ASAP is a group coaching membership. There's power in group coaching, and I love it. And I love having Black women in community with each other, not just learning from us, but learning from one another. Our group coaching does peer-to-peer coaching sessions where they get to tell each other about a thing, and accountability groups and all of that. But some women were like, listen, we still need some individual time with y'all. So that's a change that we made to the 6-month membership sometime this summer.
Yes. SA Nikki says, I know where I'm going, but I still need the summit. Love that. And then Flutterbat PNW says the breakout groups are well worth the ticket. Being in a community of people who have the same questions you have, powerful.
Yes, and people who have made a plan to overcome the same roadblock or hurdles that you've overcome, right? People who have had whatever the thing, your butt is, people who have made a plan around that butt. It's going to save you a whole lot of time instead of starting from zero. Accountability groups, worth the cost of admission. When we set up the summit and we sign on summit speakers, every session, any single session in that summit should be worth the highest price ticket. So you're not going to find a session in Exodus Summit that is not worth the highest price ticket. By the time it's all said and done, somebody will have paid probably $400 for the ticket. That's now $200, $300, right? $450, maybe $400, $450. I don't know. The prices go up. They go up to $400 or $450 or something like that. And there's no session in the summit that's not worth that alone, right? But also, there's no accountability group that's not worth that alone. If you come and if y'all do accountability together.
Nikki W. I can't read the screen anymore. Attended our first Exit Summit last year, and it was life-changing. I highly recommend it. Let me screenshot this for Francis. I briefly, I don't want to get too far in the weeds, but very briefly, we've made another change to the Exodus ASAP membership recently, where once you've been in there for 6 months, you get a reduced rate. And so there is no annual membership because we don't expect you to be there for a year. We think that once you've been in there for 6 months, you're probably just hanging around for community. And so we've reduced the rate for people who've paid to be in there for 6 months or longer. So wise words, CK, if that's you, you would have gotten, if you've already been in there for 6 months, you'd have gotten a message about it. No need to pay the annual rate. Because 6 months is already, you're only paying for 5 months when you pay for the 6 month pack. Yeah. We didn't change that price, did we?
No.
So when you get the 6 month package, you get a ticket, a weekend pass to Exodus Summit, and you get 30-minute coaching with, it's the only way to get coaching with us. You get coaching with us. And you're only paying for 5 months?
Some tells me this price will be different later, but that's the price today. That's the price today.
I feel like a mistake for me in thinking that through, but whatever. It's what we're honoring.
Yeah, you pay for 5 months, you get 6 months, you get a weekend pass to the summit, you get individual coaching with us. I think 2 individual coaching sessions. right? Two.
I don't.
Okay. About
I don't. You get a week. We're still doing the weekend pass and the 2 coaching sessions.
Yeah, you get the weekend pass, you get the 2 coaching sessions,
Child, that's
and
crazy.
then once that 6-month bundle is over, your if you want to stay in the community, there's a significant price discount, because this is not a stay forever and learn how to move abroad forever membership. There are memberships that want you to stay forever and ever. We want you to make the move. Okay, we want you to make the move. So if you stay for 6 months in Exodus ASAP, the price, there's a significant price discount that just went into effect, and the women who are eligible just got emails about that this last week. That was very new, just this last week. Yeah.
This week.
Rashida and I are not only people who coach people, but we are people who get coaching, right? We don't just coach people, we're people who get coaching. And we got some good coaching over the last few weeks. That was like, if they're asking you for more, right? After the 6-month bundle, we were just like, okay, bye. The coaches were like, if they're asking you for more, let's find a way to do that. And so that's the thing. These are things that we've gotten asked for. Rashida and I are not into doing things that nobody asks us for. We're not into that, which is why we might have jackets, but we don't have a lot of other things. We don't have a website. We don't have a lot of things we don't have. Nobody asked us for some things, but some things, if you ask us for and we think it's going to be helpful, it might come to fruition.
Stephanie, who always talks about she don't want to be in a place where she needs jackets, is talking about making jackets, and it's very confusing to me and my homegirl.
No, I don't want to wear a coat. I'm into cute print pattern jackets.
Okay.
I don't want to wear a coat. I'm not living that life. I'm not wearing a coat.
I will say that our coaches were like, the coaching we got was keep them in the membership, but keep them in the membership at the same price. And we were like, that don't make sense to us. So yes, lower price. That is new. It's paid monthly. Oh no, if you do the 6-month bundle, it's all at once. There's also a 3-month bundle that's all at once. Otherwise, it can be paid monthly. And once you wouldn't get the ticket. I don't believe it's a ticket and coaching. I think it's just coaching. Right now, am I?
Look on the site.
Child.
You get a weekend pass. We just downgraded. We didn't take it away. I don't want to say downgraded the ticket. We shortened the length of time you have access to the summit. I wouldn't call the weekend pass a downgrade, but I would just say you have shorter time to learn from the sessions in the summit.
Okay, when you join at the biannual 6-month membership, you'll receive 6 months for the price of 5 and a weekend pass to Exodus Summit 2026, plus 2 individual coaching sessions with Rashida Dow and Stephanie Perry. That sounds crazy. A little life fraud is happening on the back end.
No, it's legit. We agreed on this. I think we agreed.
I'm serious right now.
It's legit, right? So go ahead, listen. If you're jumping in, go ahead and jump in, because one thing we will do is raise the price. When you know the value of something, you don't mind making sure that the price reflects the value. We don't always our price does not always reflect the value of the thing. So prices may be going up. Okay, so go ahead and join us. Thousands of dollars 25 years ago. Yeah.
I think
this
what
is great.
I now have the life I dreamt about as a team is going on our list of one of my top testimonials right now.
She's gonna cry about that later.
A little later.
Yeah.
Cry myself to sleep and then sleep for a couple hours. Great question, Suzanne. If you go, this is the answer for everybody. If you go to buy a ticket, there's an option to leave a donation. If you donate money in that place, the money that is donated will be used to distribute tickets to people Black women who otherwise would not be able to afford a ticket. So this is not a free ticket. It's a ticket that another Black woman has paid for. They may pay for $1 of the ticket with a $1 donation. We have some $100 donations in there as well for other Black women to attend the summit. But those tickets, because we wait until we have all the money in, so we know how many we have to give away, and we have all the requests, Those tickets don't go out until right before the summit. So the price is going to be probably not at its highest point, but it's going to be higher than it is right now. The only requirement for the summit there are two requirements for you to get a free ticket. One, there's no other way you'd be able to pay for the summit. We're not asking for tax returns. We're not asking for sob stories. Please don't send sob stories. Francis does not want to read about the worst year of your life. It was the year we didn't say that, it was very bad for Francis because she got a lot of really terrible stories. So you have to just tell us there's no other way to be able to afford it. Right? That's all you have to say. That's it. And two, we have to have received enough donations for there to be one to cover your ticket. I said this on Friday night when we went live. We can cover about 10 to 20% of the requests that come to us. We're not accepting requests now. Do not email.
Rashida means this next sentence, okay?
If you email, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If you email us before we tell you to email us, you will not get a ticket. Every year we put all the emails in an inbox. Every year we tell you from a certain date, you can start sending us emails now. The only ones we consider are the ones that come in after that date. Please, we are trying to plan a summit. Please do not tell us the worst thing that ever happened to you today. If we don't, it's not going to be helpful, right? We as people who are holding space for you, we have to have some boundaries, and that's one of them. So yes, Suzanne, and anyone who wants to donate a ticket, you can just do it while you're buying a ticket, or you can send it to our Cash App, which is $. Nope, that is an @ Exodus Summit.
We got a generous Cash App just yesterday from Carmen J. Thank you, Carmen J.
I saw that. And never mind. So you can donate the Cash App, or you can donate when you buy a ticket. This money goes towards Black women who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford this. But we cannot tell you who's going to get one of these tickets. And like I said, there's a 10% to 20% chance. We've never been able to satisfy more than 20% of the demand. So there's an 8 out of 10 chance you're not going to get it. 2 out of 10% chance. 80 to 90% chance you won't get it.
If there's any way, if there's any way you can get your ticket, because this is for women who otherwise would not be able to attend. Okay.
They're not typically first come, first serve. It's like, have you gotten one before? If you've gotten one before, don't ask for one again, please. Right? But that's something we'll explain all the rules in the future when we start opening things. We do want to let you know that there is a way, but we want to be realistic about the chance of it actually happening, because once more people start hearing about the summit, we get more of these requests.
Yeah. So
right?
We'll talk about it when it's time, and when it's time will be announced in the Heartbeat community, in our community, exodussummit.com/community. So make sure you're part of our community so that you don't miss the time. If you know that you need a ticket, a funded ticket from somebody else in the community, make sure that you are in our Heartbeat space, because that's when you'll know it's time to reach out about the ticket.
Yes.
Okay.
Will early bird tickets end early if you sell a specific number? No. Early bird, we could do that, but we don't have the bandwidth for that. It's not a race.
Guaranteed price.
Get your money right.
Number 7.
Listen, that's the price until the 7th, unless a meteor hits the planet, right? That's the price until the 7th.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sometimes.
Go ahead. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we don't.
Sometimes in the past, Ray was probably asking this because in the past we had something that was going to run out, and so it was only for a certain number. But that's not this year.
No. There's no limit. There's nothing that has a limit right now. There's no first 200 people get anything.
No.
You're getting the knowledge. Speaking of which, all of the Terry Ijeoma books from last year, people who were early birds last year and were emailed that they got a book because they were in the first 200, all of it, Terry Ijeoma books are out. A Risk Worth Taking. She made it onto the New York Times bestseller list. Terry is one of our speakers last year. And the Rachel Rogers books, our vendor shipped them Thursday or Friday. So you don't have your book yet. Your book is coming. We did not tell you about a book and then tell you, ooh, surprise book, to turn around and not give you a book. It's just the vendor's taking a minute.
Takes time. I know we're wrapping this up. Okay, we're leaving. But I do
Yes.
want to say this. Jazzy says, is there a way to join an accountability group if you can't attend the summit live? If you're going to be watching the replays of the summit, yes. So the accountability groups kick off during the summit, but with your all access pass, you still have access to the accountability groups, even if you're not there the night that those accountability groups happen. So yes, we share those links. I think sometimes we email them to you, but we said definitely in the Heartbeat community. We share, if you have the all access pass, here is how you join this accountability group, this accountability group. So yes, if you're not going to be there at the exact time that accountability group meets up, doesn't mean you can't join the accountability group.
No. And sometimes the accountability groups get shared in Heartbeat, but that's rarer because it's more of a protected space. It's kind of one of those, you know.
That's right. I shouldn't have said Heartbeat, but they get, if you have the all access pass, you have access to those accountability groups, even if you're not there the night that accountability group kicks off.
Yes, we'll make sure you have access to it. All right. Are there any questions we haven't answered that we should answer before both of us tumble into the darkness?
Thank you for letting me crash your day.
Thank you for coming and helping out, because baby girl, although we've been here for almost 4 hours, so I wouldn't have done this without you.
You were doing great. It was a really helpful video.
Thank you. All right. We will see you guys sometime soon. We'll tell you when there's updates about the summit. Like Stephanie said earlier, there's not a lot of information out about the summit and yet tickets are being sold because they're being sold on faith. They're being sold on faith. If you don't have that faith, you can wait until there's more information. We're not holding out on you. We're just trying to get some things right. You can wait until there's more information if you want to. But if you have the faith that we are going to give you exactly what you need, don't wait to buy your ticket. Just get it now. All right. Thank you, friends. This was a great live stream. Thank you to my twin / body snatcher for coming after getting home at 5 a.m. and getting online at like 11 o'clock. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes. So beautiful. So helpful.
Thank you.
She's my Vanna White. Thank you, ma'am. And y'all, we'll talk to you later. Membership, not today, babies. I'll make it up to you sometime this week. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.